Hello everyone, welcome to another stream. Hope everyone's doing well. Just wait for people to start joining and we'll get started. What's everyone been up to today then? Jodie, Andy, been up to anything nice today?
I was out golfing this morning just because I just couldn't not do something in the nice weather. And yeah, I was just saying before, I just got absolutely charred. So you can see the sunburn is quite it's pretty sore now. So but it's grand because I would have felt worse if I didn't go out and just kind of make the most of it. So played a bit of golf and just chilled out then for the afternoon.
Nice. What about you, Andy?
Yeah, I've just been watching a couple of films today, as usual. But I'm sure we'll get into that when we
Yeah.
But that's pretty much it from me today. I've had a busy weekend. I've had meet up with some other YouTubers.
Yeah, I did see that. Yeah,
but no, today just been recovering and resting and just watching films. So yeah,
nice. Yeah, I've been doing pretty much the same. I went to the cinema this morning and then I came home, watched a bit of TV and then watched another film, which obviously we'll talk about in a minute. Well, we might as well get started with that. I'll go first and then go Jodie, Andy, is that right? Yeah. So I'll start off with the three physical things that I've watched and then the one that I saw at the cinema. So I saw The Thin Red Line for the first time yesterday.
Oh, that's so good.
Out of all the Terrence Malick films I've seen, I would say I got on with that one the most.
Mm-hmm.
I find his films quite hard to get into because a lot of them, there's not a lot of story.
Yeah.
I didn't get on with The Tree of Life at all. I think I turned that off after about 20 minutes because it was just getting on my nerves. And the other one I watched was Knight of Cups, which I did watch, but that was again quite. It was like it's just he does lots of long shots, and I think he's just supposed to be it's just like life and stuff, and I don't get it. But I think because The Thin Red Line was more of a war film, had a lot of really famous actors in, and I read there was a lot of people that were in it that got cut. Like Mickey Rourke was in it, Bill Pullman. Apparently Adrian Brody was supposed to be the lead, and he got most of his scenes cut.
Yeah.
Which he didn't know until he went to the premiere. And apparently when they first brought it to Hollywood, when they was, because I think it'd been 20 years or something like that since Terrence Malick did his last film, everybody wanted to be involved. You had Al Pacino, Robert De Niro, Matthew McConaughey, everybody, anyone that was a big name, DiCaprio, Brad Pitt, they all wanted to be a part of it, and they all read stuff, and Nicolas Cage was very close to being in it, but apparently he didn't answer his phone, so that's the only reason he wasn't in it. But yeah, it's it's a decent film. I thought again, I think it's probably a bit too long, but like I said, of all the films from Terrence Malick that I've seen, it's the one that I've got on with the most. I think it's his most I suppose conventional film, mainstream film that I've seen.
Yeah, definitely.
It's more accessible, whereas I wouldn't recommend someone that's not a big cinephile to go and watch The Tree of Life or Knight of Cups, because I don't think you get on with it. So yeah, what do you guys think of it anyway?
Have you seen The New World, actually, Ollie?
I had the standard Blu-ray, but I think I got rid of it because I just watched Knight of Cups. I tried watching The Tree of Life, and I thought, if it's going to be like this, I'm going to not bother. Is it worth watching?
Oh my god, it was. I think that and Days of Heaven are two of my favorite Terrence Malick films. There's just something about The New World. I just think his kind of style of filmmaking kind of suits that story, the John Smith Pocahontas story. Because he is obviously known for those kind of more abstract kind of shots, and then the cinematography and the music and everything. And I just think it works really well with The New World. I would definitely check that one out. It's definitely long, and it's a little bit more on the kind of, for lack of a better word, like a little bit kind of pretentious, but it just works. Yeah, it's really good. Like I didn't like Knight of Cups at all, and I love like some of the actors in it, like Christian Bale and.
That's why I got the New World. I was on like a kick of getting like I got like loads of Christian Bale's films on like Blu-ray and DVD, and that was obviously one of them, and Knight of Cups. But yeah, I just thought because I didn't get on with Knight of Cups and the Tree of Life, I think I just wrote it off completely.
I would recommend it. Even just try and watch it, and then maybe pick it up then if you like it. Because I just think it's so worth it. Like it was an instant 5-star watch for me. I watched it last year, and it just blew me away. But my husband, he kind of was thinking that he was going to be watching more of a conventional like kind of story, and he hated it. Like he didn't like it because he kind of wasn't used to like kind of what Malick does. Whereas for me, I was kind of a little bit more prepared going in, and I was just really pleasantly surprised by it.
Oh, good. And you like The Thin Red Line as well? That's a good one, yeah.
Yeah, I love The Thin Red Line. Really good.
Yeah. Andy, what about you? What do you think of Terrence Malick and The Thin Red Line?
It's been a long time, admittedly, since I've seen it. It's been years in between the last time I viewed it, so I can't really remember too much about it. I think Mark Hamill's in it as well. What I remember.
There was so many people in it. Yeah,
it's ridiculous, but I can barely remember it. I am due a rewatch for it, definitely.
Yeah, fair enough.
It was a bit like you with Tree of Life, though. I did manage to sit through it, but yeah, it's either going to make or break it. That film for you, it's not for everyone.
No,
it wasn't for me, but yeah, at least it's trying something new.
It was different.
It's not going to work
definitely.
For most people. Yeah.
Apparently, he was like a nightmare to work with, though. Like Terrence Malick, like a lot of people
I heard that.
Just were like, I'll never work with him again. Like he's just an absolute nightmare because he's so like fixated on what he wants, and I think for a lot of people coming in, you know, when they know their craft and you know they find it really hard to deal with someone that's so just, you know, kind of like he kind of has blinkers on all the time and doesn't really listen to, you know, other people's opinions apparently. Which in a way I kind of like respect, because obviously he has made some great films, but you know, sometimes you have to kind of have a bit of give and take as well.
Yeah, I think it also goes to show like the length he takes to make his films, because I think his last one was A Hidden Life. I think that took about 5 years to make. And he's now done The Way of the Wind, which is like some sort of biblical Jesus thing. That's been done since 2019, and he's just been editing it. And every year they say, oh, it's going to come out this year, and then for some reason it doesn't. So I honestly don't know what's going on with that. I think it's got like Mark Rylance in. I can't remember who else was in it. There's some other big people in it, but I can't remember who else is in it. But I don't know if that'll come out this year. I mean, they're saying it is going to come out this year, but who knows? I mean, it just takes so long in between his projects to get the next one out, even though he's made it. I won't be rushing to watch it myself, I don't think. I probably, unless I hear like really good things about it and like people not comparing it to like the Tree of Life, then I'll probably just give it like a miss.
Yeah, I haven't really heard too much about that one actually, but I'd be kind of interested to see. He's kind of like kind of Andy said, like he's just doing something different. So I kind of do like support filmmakers that are like a little bit, you know, unconventional, but then I think sometimes he can just maybe kind of get a little bit too kind of fixated, and you know, so it's gonna be an interesting one to kind of see what that kind of turns out like.
Definitely, yeah. Next one, which I put in the group. I don't know if you both saw last night. I did watch An American Werewolf in London, which I loved. First time watch, and I loved it. The soundtrack, just the atmosphere of the film, the characters, the transformation scene with the music in the background. Because I think there's like 3 or 4 different uses of Blue Moon in it, like different covers of it sung throughout the film. But yeah, it's just a really good, it's probably, I would say, I know most people say, but I'd say it's probably my favorite werewolf film now.
Yeah.
Have you guys both seen it? I take it.
Yeah, I love it as well. I haven't seen like a massive amount of werewolf films, probably compared to like a lot of other channels, but no, it has to be my favorite one as well. I just love how just the atmosphere is just so creepy, and like it kind of it is one of those films. There's very few films that kind of do actually kind of give me like the creeps, and that is one of them. It's actually been a while since I've seen it. I did order on Arrow, but like it just hasn't arrived yet, and it's saying that it's not arriving till like July or August. So
Oh God.
yeah, so I really want to rewatch it, but I want to wait to get the Arrow version. But yeah, I just remember absolutely loving that film.
Yeah, Andy.
Yeah, for me, it's probably my favorite werewolf movie ever. I just love it. Like Jodie said, the atmosphere is incredible in that film. Even at the beginning when they're just walking, like
Yeah,
through the walls. You know, it's just two guys walking, and you just know, you feel the tension. You know something bad's going to happen. It's so good. Even like when they walk into the pub, is it the Slaughtered Lamb, and everyone's really kind of just like doesn't want them there. The practical effects in it still hold up. The best werewolf transformation I've ever seen.
Yeah,
in a
same.
movie.
Yeah.
The soundtrack's great. Every song has something to do with Moon in the title. Yeah, it's just really good, really well acted. I remember when I watched it for the first time, the scene that really stuck out to me was the nightmare scene with like the monsters Nazis in it.
Oh yeah.
It doesn't even
Watching
need
the
to be.
Muppets.
It doesn't even need to be in the movie, but it just works.
Yeah.
It's just it has nothing to do with the plot really, but it just works. And then every time his friend comes back and he's decaying more and more.
Yeah.
That's brilliant.
I just love that film. I just think it's great.
Yeah.
Has anyone seen the Paris one? I haven't seen the.
Yeah, I've seen it. It's not good.
Oh, is it not? Okay, no.
Yeah, I've heard bad things about it.
Yeah, they just everything practical about London is just gone out the window, and it's just CGI heavy, and it's a mess.
Oh no.
Yeah.
That's literally what makes the film. Like, it's just because the practical effects are so good.
Yeah.
Like, I wonder if they made it today, like, would it be, would they do it as even as well as they did then? And that was like in the, when was that? It was like mid 70s or
81.
81.
Oh, 81. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think the Paris one was like 96, 97, and it managed to look worse.
God, yeah.
It's weird. I think they've tried getting like a remake off the ground, because I was reading like when I'd finished watching it last night, because it's one of those films that you just assume that Hollywood would be like trying to get a remake off the ground, and I think they have for years. And I read actually Max Landis, obviously John Landis's son, has like tried to crack the script, but they just obviously can't get it to work, and obviously he's had some controversy, some problems. So that's another reason why it's kind of not gone anywhere. But I think it would be interesting to see like a modern take, but then I don't know if it would have the feel of the original. Because whilst the original is very of its time, it's still like a timeless film, if you know what I mean. Yeah, it holds up definitely. Yeah, so I don't know how a remake could better that film. I don't think it could. But yeah. Then the last physical thing that I watched, which I've literally just watched this afternoon, was Parasite, which was a first time watch as well.
Oh yeah.
And I loved that as well. I thought that was really well done, like, because it kind of, there's a shift in the middle of the film. Obviously, if you've seen it, you know what happens, and it kind of just flips the whole thing on its head. And yeah, from there I was just gripped. I just loved it. I just loved the way that the story went, the decisions the characters made, the outcomes. I just thought it was a great film. Yeah, probably one of my favorite foreign language films now. I'd probably put it up there with Old Boy for me, because I love Old Boy. But yeah, solid film. Probably give it like a 9 out of 10, probably. Have both of you guys seen that one?
Yeah, I've seen it. I really like it as well. It's actually not something I've revisited since I first watched it. I probably watched it in like maybe 2020 or 2021, and yeah, I remember really enjoying it, but it's just one I've never kind of felt the urge to kind of go back to, but I do remember really, really enjoying it on the first time I watched it.
Yeah, Andy?
Yeah, I'm kind of the same. It's just you sometimes watch those types of movies where you go, that was amazing, I really enjoyed it, but the rewatch factor just isn't there. I don't
No.
know why.
Yeah.
It's just Parasite kind of fits into that for me. But it is a fantastic film. It's so well written. It's so well directed. It's just nothing lets up in the movie. It just never gets boring.
Mhm.
You think it's going one way. Obviously, when the family sort of get into this house, and then something happens, and it's just a complete curveball. You just like, whoa, okay, and then it just unravels into chaos. But yeah, it was just a really, really good film. I'm glad it won Best Picture because I think it deserved to. But,
Definitely.
yeah, it's just a good movie. It's just a good movie if you want something to keep you awake and keep you guessing what's happening.
Yeah, 100%. And then the last film which I saw at the cinema this morning was The Accountant 2. I've linked a topic in. We're going to talk about Ben Affleck later on and what we think of him in his films. But I was a big fan of the first one. So kind of had like really high expectations going into this one, and it really did deliver. It basically did everything that the first one did, but just on a better level. Just built on the first one a lot more. The story was more. There was more to the story. I thought, like the character developments of the characters from the first film were really good. There was some great action in it, some good comedy in it as well. It's just a really good film. But yeah, it's just at the moment it's my like favorite film of the year. It's probably going to be topped at some point. I've not had any 5-star films yet this year, but I'm hoping like at least one of the big summer blockbusters like blows me away this year. But yeah, really fun. I take it neither of you have seen The Second Accountant yet, or have you seen the first one?
No, I
I
haven't
watched
even
the,
seen
I
it.
watched the second one today.
You did. What did
Yeah,
you think?
I really enjoyed it. Yeah,
Yeah.
really enjoyed it. I didn't watch the first one before, and I have seen the first one, but that was when it came out.
Yeah.
I haven't refreshed my memory on the first one, but I watched the second one today. I thought it was really good.
Yeah.
Really good type of action movie. I thought Ben Affleck, and it was great. Yeah, it was a good film.
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah. If you've not seen the first one, Jodie, I highly recommend it. But
Okay.
we'll get to that later when we talk about Ben Affleck more. So Jodie, do you want to go with your watches now?
Yeah, I kind of had a busy weekend, so kind of my watches were a little bit scattered. But on Saturday morning, I watched The Swimmer for the first time, Frank Perry's
Oh,
movie.
yeah.
And I had got it on Indicator a while ago, and I've just kind of been like sitting waiting to be watched. And yeah, like it's kind of one of these ones I did really enjoy it, but I feel like it needs another watch. I just feel like it's a movie that you're going to kind of watch a couple of times and kind of keep peeling away more layers of it. Because I just think I went in, I just didn't have a clue what to like expect from it, and it was not the film that I thought it was going to be, which kind of was like a little bit jarring. But yeah, I think it's definitely going to be one that I'm going to like appreciate more on rewatch. And I've been kind of listening to some podcasts about it and stuff just to give me some more context. Just sometimes you come out of a film and you're just like, what the hell did all that mean? And I just kind of feel like it's one of these ones I just want to know everything about it and just kind of learn a little bit more about kind of what it all meant. So I kind of feel like I have a little bit more context now for like a second watch. But yeah, like Frank Perry is like a very interesting kind of director to me, and kind of what I learned as well, I didn't realize that he only like directed like half it, but Sidney Pollack actually stepped in to like direct like basically he got kicked off the film or something, and then Sidney Pollack had to come in and finish it, which was kind of interesting to learn. But yeah, it was a really, really enjoyable one, and kind of like one of these ones that kind of keeps kind of ticking in your mind kind of when you watch it.
Yeah. I think because I saw that one recently as well. You kind of see him like progress with each like swimming pool he goes to, and all the different characters he goes to. You kind of see how his life has fallen apart with each person he interacts with. I think, yeah, I agree. I think it's definitely one that if the more you watch it, the more you'll pick up and more you'll get it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought Burt Lancaster was really good in that.
Fantastic. Yeah.
I can see why Roy likes it, because it's really good. I don't even know. I suppose you could call it a thriller. It's more of a drama, I think, most of it. But you could kind of also fit it into like the thriller bracket once you've seen the whole film, because it kind of, when you think about it,
because you don't know it's a thriller when you're watching it, and then at the end you kind of go, oh, was that actually a thriller? Like it was, or there was, it was a little bit more, there was just something a little bit more sinister kind of going on than what you think when you start watching it, which I thought was fascinating. It kind of messes with your mind a little bit. I quite like that about it.
Yeah. Andy, have you seen that one?
It's only a film I've seen bits and bobs on the TV like a few years ago. I know Burt Lancaster's in it, but I just haven't seen it in full.
Yeah,
it's on my watch list, but
yeah, it's definitely worth watching. It's not a particularly hard watch. It's quite an easy watch because it's actually, I found, I don't know why, but to start with, until he like gets more and more delusional, it's kind of quite therapeutic just seeing him go from garden to garden talking to these different people. But then when you realize what's really going on, the further he goes, the cogs start going, and you start like putting things together from all of the interactions he's had. It's one of those films that you've got to kind of like piece the puzzle together as it goes along, but it's worth it, I'd say.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. What else have you watched, Jodie?
I watched, I think it was on Friday, I watched Trap. I don't have a physical media copy, but I watched it on Sky Cinema, and like, just what was he thinking, like, with that film? Like, it's just so, it's the most far-fetched thing I've ever done in my whole life. It was like everything was such a reach, and then when you think he couldn't reach anymore, then he just kind of kept going. I just really don't kind of understand it. I don't get it. I don't know, like, I'd be interested to know what he thought of it, but I just thought it was just way too far-fetched to kind of be enjoyable to me. Kind of really well made film and everything, and I thought it was I wasn't bored watching it, but I just was like, here, like, this, just everything that happened was just too, like, a step too far.
I think the thing that brought it down for me when I watched it the most is that they give away the twist in the trailer. And I think that's a big mistake, because I think if you didn't know that, and I've told this to Stuart because Stuart picked it up last weekend, I did actually as well from CEX, but if you don't know the twist, I think you might appreciate the film more, even though obviously it is far-fetched and you think it's ended, and then it's not, and then something else happens, and something else happens, and it just doesn't seem possible, like it's out of the reaches of possibility. I think he just kept running with a story and didn't know where to cut it off. I also always think it's a mistake when he puts himself in his films, because I don't think he brings anything to them, especially not in this. I just think it's quite distracting, actually, especially when he has like more prominent roles in films, like obviously Signs, Lady in the Water, even Old to a degree, because he was in that quite prominently at the end. But yeah, it's just kind of, and there's huge, obviously, nepotism in there, casting his daughter in one of like the lead roles,
massive roles, and you wonder, like, was it like just a
before.
vehicle for her kind of career, like, or is that, because obviously she comes off like very well in the film, and like even the musical numbers like are a little bit like, like they don't need the whole song in, you know, like it's only supposed to be. I thought
Felt
it
like
was
you were
supposed to be
watching a
like the
concert,
background.
didn't it?
Yeah, you're like watching like a live performance,
Yeah,
which was a little bit weird. Like she's very talented and everything from what I can
yeah,
see, but it was a little bit kind of in your face or something. I don't know.
yeah. I enjoyed it, and I liked, like I said, although I knew the twist was coming, it's
Mm-hmm.
different. And I liked some of the places he went, and until they left the stadium. Once they left the stadium, that's where I kind of thought, okay, what's happening here?
Yeah.
Like all the stuff, because I thought it was very clever and he was very methodical in what he was doing. I'm not saying who, because that would be a spoiler. But that I liked because it made sense and you could see it working. But then I'd say from kind of when they went backstage, when it got to that point, it kind of, I was just like, what are we doing here? Why are we still
Yeah.
going with
What
this?
is
This
still
just,
showing us?
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, Andy, what did you think?
I'm with you guys on it. Like, I thought the film was watchable and it was entertaining enough for what it was, but if you really like break the movie down, the story's terrible.
Yeah,
This guy has the most unbelievable look, like ever, out of anyone ever. So many stars have to be aligned, and like you said, it's impossible. It's that it comes across as ridiculous. Um, just the people he meets and the scenarios and the setups,
yeah,
everything falls for him.
Yeah.
Where he needs it to be. That it really does come across as ridiculous. But having
yeah,
said that, I thought the idea and the premise I thought was really good. Just the execution, M Night just did not stick the landing at all.
No. Yeah. I
yeah.
agree.
I think Josh Hartnett was really good. I'll say
Yeah,
that. I thought
yeah,
and he's someone that I think's sorely misused now. I don't think he's a very underrated actor.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously done that and Oppenheimer, but he kind of hasn't really done anything in the last sort of like 10, 15 years, which is a shame because I think he is a pretty good actor. But yeah, it was just, I did read though, apparently when he was thinking about doing the film, he like did some research and he said when you go to a concert, there is at least one active serial killer at any, like a Taylor Swift concert.
Hmm.
Like that size, there will always be at least one active serial killer there. So I think, and I think he springboarded from that with the premise,
yeah.
but
That's an
went too far.
interesting premise. Like, just that concept is interesting, but just yeah, it's like I think the execution was just.
It should have been confined to the stadium. I don't think it should have gone out of the
Yeah.
stadium.
Yeah.
I did like Hayley Mills though, because she's not in much now, and I did like when she pops up because she's got quite I'd say a pivotal role in the film.
Yeah.
Uh, but again, she's sort of like misused in the film in a way, and like yeah, it's a weird one. I've only seen
It
it the
was a
once,
weird.
so I think it'd be interesting to give it a rewatch. Now I've seen it all the way through and know exactly what's going to happen. I think it would be interesting to see how I feel when I rewatch it, because a lot of his films, I feel like that. Like I need to watch Knock at the Cabin again because I didn't really get on with it when I saw it at the cinema. But then Stuart's watched it recently and
Yeah, he
loved
liked
it,
it.
and was like,
Yeah.
and I was like, I think I need to watch it again because maybe I am missing something, and it is just that you need to rewatch it to really get it.
Yeah.
But I think yeah, he's such a hit and miss director as well. It's just
Yeah.
yeah,
I
yeah,
haven't wanted to go back and rewatch any of his newer films. Like all of the older ones, even like The Village and everything. Now, I'd actually rather rewatch
yeah.
over like old or even now Trap. I don't think I'd just kind of bother watching Trap again now, to be honest.
It's weird because I've got all of his new, like I've got Old, Knock at the Cabin, Glass, and all that. I've got them all on like physical media, but I've not watched them since I've had them on physical media. So it's weird, but yeah, I don't know. You're right. I think his older films are the ones that stand the test of time. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else have you been watching? Anything else?
And I've kind of been on a little bit of a mission to kind of just watch, like, kind of probably like everyone is, like, just to watch some of like the most famous movies that I've never watched, because like there's probably like a lot of kind of deep cuts and everything that I've watched, but there's still some kind of, of the all-time classics that I haven't seen. So I decided to watch The Usual Suspects this week because it was one that I hadn't seen, to my shame. And yeah, I loved it. Like, I just knew I was gonna love it. I just thought it was fantastic. Although I did kind of guess the twist. Maybe just because it's such an old, like, it's obviously an older film now, and it's it's so ingrained in our kind of cultural kind of psyche at this point that maybe I had heard the twist or something before. I can't remember hearing it, but I kind of did kind of guess it. But it didn't take away from the quality of the film and everything like that. So definitely can see why it's such a kind of renowned film. So yeah, I really enjoyed that one.
Yeah, it's one that I've only seen once.
Mm-hmm.
But it's yeah, really good, like, crime film with a great cast. I think the script is excellent. I think Christopher McQuarrie did the script, who's obviously responsible for the newest Mission Impossible films.
Mm-hmm.
And I think since he started working with Tom Cruise, he like ghost writes or rewrites a lot of his scripts, because they've got quite a close working relationship. But I think the best script he's done is obviously The Usual Suspects. I just think it's the way it plays out, and like you said, the twist. And although he's obviously quite a controversial actor, I think Kevin Spacey's really good in it.
Yeah,
I think he had some great films in the 90s.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just really, and there's lots of actors that are in it that you don't really see anymore, but they're like great character actors, like Kevin Pollak. I think he's like a really good character actor, but you don't really see him much nowadays. But when you do see him, you instantly know who he is.
Yeah.
And is it Chaz Palminteri that's in A Bronx Tale?
Yeah.
He's really good in it. But again, he's one of those types of actors you don't really see pop up that much anymore. But when you do see him, you know who he is, even if you don't know his name. So I think that film does that quite well, with lots of character actors popping up in it.
Yeah.
And Benicio del Toro's really good in it as well.
Yeah, he's really good.
Yeah. Andy, what did you think about it?
I really enjoy it. Really, really like the film. Yeah, like you said, the actors in it. The one who stands out for me is Pete Postlethwaite.
Yeah.
For me, I was gutted when he passed away, but he was just such like a fun actor to watch whenever he popped up in a film. But yeah, kind of like what Jodie said, the film has just been referenced so much, like in the popular, like even Scary Movie references as the ending.
Yeah, because that's at the end. I was like, oh, it's Dewey, like getting into the Scary Movie. So I was like, why have I seen Scary Movie like so many times and I hadn't seen this film?
Yeah,
but I just immediately got that reference, which was so funny.
Yeah, it's like even like Scary Movie. It's hysterical. But yeah, no, it is a good, definitely it's a good movie, but it's whether or not that twist works for you on rewatch, because now once you know, yeah,
exactly.
It's but yeah, I was surprised that it was a Bryan Singer film as well.
Yeah. He's obviously he'd done 20 because again he's very controversial.
Yeah,
done a lot of bad things, but he's like, because I think he was relegated to the X-Men films.
Yeah,
and like for like a long time that's all he did. And then obviously he came off of that and then went into Bohemian Rhapsody, but got fired. I don't know how far through they were before they put Dexter Fletcher on. But and then he just went and he's gone from Hollywood. But I think The Usual Suspects is definitely, I think, his best film.
Yeah, because did he do Apt Pupil as well?
That was follow up. Yeah, that was 98, I think, or 99.
Yeah, but oh yeah, because he's obviously got the Ian McKellen tie there to the X-Men. But yeah, it's Usual Suspects. I do like it. Yeah, it is. It is a good film, but it's got a very the cast in it. Some underrated actors like Stephen Baldwin. Not great now, but in that movie he is pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you watch anything else, Jodie?
I think for the last few days, I think that was kind of it. I started watching Shampoo, Hal Ashby. So I'm kind of in the middle of that, but it was just one of these ones I put it on too late, so I'm going to finish that one tonight. Probably after the stream. But yeah, I love Hal Ashby, but I'm not loving this film so far. But it's kind of just one of these ones. I'm hoping that I'm kind of hoping it'll kind of stick the landing and I'll enjoy it by the end of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that'll be the one I'll be watching now later on.
Yeah, I quite like what I've seen from Hal Ashby. Well, I've only seen two. I've seen Harold and Maude, which is a weird film. I think it's just the idea of the film and what it does. It's just the themes are quite. It was a very dark film, but it's also supposed to be funny. But like just the opening straight away, it just kind of like pulls you back because I wasn't expecting the opening at all of that film.
Yeah.
And then the way the story progresses, just the relationship between them.
It's weird, isn't it?
It is odd. It is very odd, but it's played out quite well.
Yeah.
But I think my favorite of the two is definitely Being There. I think that's probably my favorite Peter Sellers performance. It's just a beautiful film. It's just seeing a man like going into the world for the first time and experiencing things, and I thought he was for a final film. I think that's perfect. I mean, obviously, it wasn't meant to be his final film, but it's what happened. But yeah, I thought that was just a beautiful film. But I need to watch more Hal Ashby stuff because I've heard he was quite a good director. I think I read something that he kind of went on a decline, which is why he like stopped doing stuff. And then I'm pretty sure, is he still with us? I'm not sure if he's still with us.
No, he
probably
died
not.
I think, yeah.
Yeah, I thought but I think he went on a decline. I think like in the 70s, and then he came out with Being There, and then I think that was kind of it for him. I think that was like his peak. But I'd be interested because didn't he do one called The Last Detail with Jack Nicholson as well?
That's a really good one.
Yeah, that one looks like quite interesting. And Shampoo as well, I want to check out.
Coming Home, my favorite of his. If you haven't seen that one, Ollie.
That's John Voight, isn't it?
John Voight
Isn't
and Jane Fonda, and they both won Best Actor and Best Actress.
Oh, did they? I have to try and get hold of that.
Oh God, it's kind of one that like I just keep going back to. It's just kind of becoming one of my favorite films. Like it's just brilliant.
Yeah. Is it like where he comes home from the Vietnam War?
Yeah, and he and Jane Fonda's character, her husband is actually out at war. So she starts working in the kind of vets hospital, and she meets the John Voight character, and yeah, it's just a great story, really great drama, and the performances and everything are just absolutely fantastic.
Yeah. What's your thoughts on Hal Ashby, Andy?
Yeah, there's the films you've mentioned there, the ones I've seen are pretty good. Coming Home's great, like you said, John Voight. Really good. I was kind of like Jodie on Shampoo. It was like it wasn't quite working for me. That's Warren Beatty and Goldie Hawn in it.
Goldie Hawn,
yeah. It's it was okay. For what it was. I actually wasn't a fan of Being There. If I'm honest, I need to give that another go because it didn't work for me the first time. But I absolutely love Harold and Maude. I love that film. I think it's great. It's just a love story, but it's the most unconventional one.
Yeah.
Ever. Yeah, I just think it's a fantastic film.
They probably wouldn't make that today. It's like another one of these ones that I just think that if someone put that on a table in Hollywood today, they'd just be like, "Are you crazy?" Like, that. Whereas I'm so glad that films like that were made like at that time, and that we get to like enjoy them now. Because it does work. Like you just don't think it's going to work, but it really does.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because like on paper, what would you write? A suicidal teenage boy falls in love with an 80-year-old.
Yeah.
That's literally the story, isn't it? Really.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just don't think. I don't know. How do you think he pitched that? Because even that back then, in like what the 70s, it's quite a weird like log line to pitch a studio to make. Yeah.
I guess you just get a certain level of trust when you have a couple of hits or something. I don't know. And
Yeah.
then people are like, okay, we'll give you the money just to do it, and you've made like a couple of other good movies. I don't really know.
Yeah.
But I'm glad he made them.
Yeah. Andy, what have you been watching then?
Wow. Yeah, so I'll kind of work backwards. So today I've watched the first 2 Final Destination films because we're getting the new one. So I'm kind of working my way through those. Yeah, had a blast with them. Last night I watched. Oh no! Well, this morning I watched The Accountant 2 as well, and I watched The Spectacular Now as well. I watched that this morning.
A good one.
Really, really enjoyed that. Really, really dug Miles Teller in that film. Thought it was great, and Charlene Woodley. Yeah, just a really good drama. Last night I watched Drop, which was a lot of fun. Death of a Unicorn. Went to the cinema to see Sinners as well. Really enjoyed that. Yeah, so I'm just looking at my stack of movies I've watched. I watched that Havoc with Tom Hardy. That was okay. It wasn't.
I watched that.
It was all right. I watched A Working Man, Jason Statham as well. The Last Showgirl with Pamela Anderson. Watched that.
Oh, I want to see that as well.
Pretty good. Yeah, Black Bag, The Electric State. That's just been catching up on some of the newer releases. That's probably about it.
Yeah, some good titles in there. I do need to watch. I've only ever seen the first Final Destination, but I've got them all on Blu-ray now. I've got the 4-in-1 set. I think it's the American release, and then I got the 5th one separately. So I think I'll try and go through them before the new one. Although I don't think I'm brave enough to see the new one in the cinema, but because I'm not very good. When I saw Sinners at the cinema, you can ask Stuart. I was kind of sat like that with my ears like that for like when it got to like the barn bit for the rest of the film, because I'm a bit of a wimp when it comes to horror films at the cinema, because I hate jump scares like with a passion. And that's the thing that I think Tim said about it. He didn't like that there was a lot of jump scares in there, and he said that he felt that they were used in the wrong way. I quite liked Sinners, but I think out of all of us that saw it, I think Sam loved it. Obviously, loved it enough to go and see it again with you. But I'm gonna try and watch Drop at some point this week, because I've heard good things about that.
Yeah, that was good.
Black Bag was good as well.
I watched Thunderbolts as well. I forgot about that one.
Oh, you said I'm gonna try. Although, have you seen? I was gonna add it to, but we might as well talk about it now to a later topic. They've retitled it already, like not even a week later, and it's been retitled to the New Avengers, which is bad because if you've not seen it in the last few days, it's now been spoiled for you. The ending. Which I think shit on Marvel's side. They shouldn't have done that, but I know exactly why they've done that, because it's made no money. Sinners is taking all the money still, and they want to try and get people to go and see it, so they're remarketing it now as that to try and get a better second weekend, which I think's terrible. I think that's Disney trying to make more money, I think. But they're also then ruining it for people, because they're not going to get the same watching experience knowing that's going to happen at the end, and it spoiled it for me now. I mean, I'm sure I'll still enjoy it, but it kind of sucks. But I did read that apparently the post-credit scene is actually one of the very first scenes that will be in Doomsday. They filmed that right at the start of when they started filming, like in the last month. That's been shot and put into the film. So that will be at some point in Doomsday, which I still don't know. That's a topic we'll talk about later, because I have no idea what's going to be going on with that. But yeah, I'm interested in seeing Thunderbolts or the new Avengers. Although I've heard Taskmaster is pointless, is wasted, and is just a bad character again.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it makes some decisions with certain characters. It does that. That's all I'll say. But they should have just kept it as just left it the title alone and focus on the new Avengers later on down the line. Worry about that for another day and just let Thunderbolts have its moment and have that story. Just let people enjoy that story because it is a good story and it is a good film. I really enjoyed it, but yeah, they shouldn't have done that. It's another case of poor marketing.
Yeah, definitely.
The whole new Avengers thing, leave that for later on. That deserves its own thing. You can set it up, which is fine, but don't change the title.
Yeah,
maybe it doesn't need that. It's you're doing the film a complete disservice.
Sets a bad precedent, doesn't it, for like future films that like if it doesn't make enough money, that you're just gonna have to link it into some, you know, something that did make money instead of giving it its own time and, you know, giving it its own moment.
They've done it before though. They did it with the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, because in the very last episode at the end, the title card comes up and it's Captain America and the Winter Soldier, which is just like it's pointless. I don't know why they've. I mean, it makes sense, but then if that leaks out and people haven't seen that series, then it spoils.
Yeah, gonna ruin it.
How that series ends. I'm not a huge fan of how they've gone with the Captain America character. I don't think Anthony Mackie's a strong choice to lead a film. He's a good actor, supporting, but I think also the last Captain America proved that I don't think he can carry a film. I think the lead in that film, the draw for that film is Harrison Ford. That's what people went to see that film for, I think, not for Anthony Mackie, which is a shame because he is a good actor. I just don't think he has what it takes to be a lead yet. I think he needs to build himself. He has been building himself slowly over like the last 10, 15 years, but I don't think he's quite gained like like top A-list, like lead Hollywood star. But yeah, it's a shame where they're going with Marvel at the moment because I'm not a fan. I'm honestly personally not looking forward to Fantastic Four. I've not liked either of the trailers that have come out yet. We still don't really know what the story is like, and the tone of the trailers just hasn't got me. They felt off. Bit like WandaVision, I suppose, because it's the same guy that did WandaVision. It just doesn't like. That's what I've not liked about this last since Endgame. All of the films have been just completely off, and they're just trying to do something different with all of the films, and most of them just don't work. The ones that do work are ones that, like Guardians of the Galaxy, which is continuing something that's been done before, or Shang-Chi, because that isn't too different, or Spider-Man, because that again is continuing something else. But yeah, I don't know. I'm hoping they bring it back for Doomsday, but I don't know. Yeah. So Jodie, have you seen any of the ones Andy talked about?
I'm not great at keeping up with the new releases, to be honest. I don't really kind of go to the cinema a lot anymore. So probably a lot of the newer ones I kind of wouldn't be up to date with, but Final Destinations, yes, I do love especially the first two. I think I've seen a good few of them, but definitely one is definitely still my favorite one. I think it's probably just the nostalgia, and it's like the cast and everything, like Sean William Scott and Kerr Smith and Devon Sawa, and I just love all those actors from kind of growing up in the 90s. So I still love that one, but I do like the second one as well. I think it's a good continuation of the first one.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, we'll start with the comments. I don't know how many comments we've got, and then we'll go on to the next topic.
Yeah.
Adam's here. Hello, Adam. Good evening, Ollie, Jodie, and Andy. Hope you're all doing well. Yep, doing well. Hope you're doing well as well. One for Jodie here.
Oh.
Did you watch Hot Fuzz?
Oh, that's actually next on my list of popular movies I need to watch that I haven't watched. Because there's a few that I have watched, and I'm gonna do like a video when I do watch it. Because I watched Pulp Fiction, I watched Fight Club. Now I've seen Usual Suspects. I'm gonna watch Hot Fuzz, and then I'm gonna watch Goodfellas as well because I still haven't seen Goodfellas. So I think that's like a good few kind of movies kind of to discuss in a video. So Hot Fuzz is the next one I'm gonna watch. I promise.
I'm quite jealous that you've only just watched those films for the first time because
I
that's some
think
great first time watches.
like I think it actually coming to those films so late though, I think it kind of ruined my enjoyment of them. Like I think Pulp Fiction again is just another one of these ones that I kind of, it's just so culturally referenced again. It's like The Usual Suspects, but Pulp Fiction just to like a crazy level where I kind of just, it kind of got in my way of enjoying it a little bit, I think, because just every scene that I watched, I was like, oh, I've seen this kind of reference, and I've seen pictures of this and clips of this, and this is on a t-shirt, and like it was kind of all, I don't know, I think it kind of clouded my judgment of kind of going in and watching it, but I can understand why it's a well-loved film. But hopefully with Hot Fuzz, I actually haven't heard a lot about that. I've kind of managed to like avoid that one. So I'm hoping when I go in and watch that, it'll just kind of be like a brand new kind of experience. So hopefully.
Yeah, cool. Oh, we've heard from Pete. Hey guys, currently stuck on a train, so sorry I couldn't make it for the stream. No worries at all, Pete. We'll reschedule it hopefully for next week if everyone's free. Got all the questions ready, so we are good to go for hopefully next week. Josh is here. Hello, Josh. How are you tonight? Doing good, thanks. He says, I love Terrence Malick. Tree of Life is one of my top 20 films ever. I think that is the pure reason why cinema is very subjective. It's the great thing about cinema.
Yeah.
A film that lots of people don't like, someone could cherish, and it could be their like favorite film for their own reasons, and vice versa. Which I think is the beauty of cinema, because every film, no matter how shit, no matter how good, it's all art at the end of the day, and it's all about how you perceive it and what you take from it. So yeah. What's some of your favorite horror remakes? Good question. Had to think about that. If you've guys got any, just go off the bat, because I've got to think about this one.
Does The Thing count? That counts
Oh, yeah, I suppose it would. Yeah, that'd probably be my answer, to be honest, because that is, yeah. Although I haven't seen the original, so would you have to have seen the original? Yeah, I don't know. Would you have to have seen the original to say? I don't know.
The 2003 Texas Chainsaw is not a bad remake, I don't think.
I agree. Yeah, I think that's a really good remake.
I love the original. It's like one of my favorite horrors, but I think compared to like a lot of other remakes from like the 2000s onwards, I think it does actually hold up quite well, and it kind of brings something a little bit new to the table. So I think that one does actually work.
Yeah.
Think of a few more.
I haven't seen the originals, and I'm not going to say they're better than the originals, but I do like them, like a lot. Dawn of the Dead, Zack Snyder's Dawn of the Dead, really like that one. I think the first It filmed better than the second. And what was the other one that I saw on my show? Oh, Fright Night. Because I think it's still, although I've not seen the original, I think it, from what I'm told, it still captures like the cheesiness of the 80s one. And it's just a lot of fun. Seeing like Colin Farrell playing like this like vampire that's just seemingly indestructible. Yeah, I like those remakes. You guys got any others?
I love Cat People, the 80s one. It's one of my favorites, but I've never seen the original either. I definitely need to get on and see the original, but I just love everything about that one. Is it who directed that? It's not Paul Schrader.
I can't remember who directed it. Is it
the one with Nastasia Kinski
and Malcolm McDowell's in it as well?
Oh, I love that.
I remember seeing that when I was a kid. It was on TV, and it was that scene with the zookeeper. I think it's Bagley Jr.'s zookeeper, and he gets his arm ripped off.
Oh yeah.
I just remember seeing that as a kid, and just blew my mind.
Yeah, it's a really good one.
Yeah.
That's a good question. I bet you there's loads of ones that I just can't think of.
Yeah, I was just looking at my shelf, but I don't have the biggest horror collection at the moment.
For me, the big three from the 80s are The Thing, The Fly, and The Blob.
Oh yeah. They are all remakes.
The Fly's good. Yeah, I do like The Fly.
Yeah, The Blob is absolutely fantastic. The 80s one. I still like the 50s one with Steve McQueen, but the 80s one, it amps everything up. Like the gore in that film, the practical effects are amazing.
Invasion of the Body Snatchers, that's a remake as well.
Yeah. There's been loads of remakes of that. Because they got the 70s one, which I really like, which is probably the one that people like the most.
Yeah, that's the one I'm thinking.
And then there's Abel Ferreira's one, which I've picked up recently in that 4-film set, which I've not seen yet. And then there's the Daniel Craig, Nicole Kidman one, which I actually didn't mind. I thought that was all right, but I saw that before the 70s one, so I don't know if I'd have seen that after whether I would feel the same way. But I didn't mind it. And I don't know if they've done one since then. I don't know if they've done one since, or if they've done like a series or something.
I'm not sure.
I can't think of anything. I think that it's just, and the 50s one obviously as well, which I've not seen.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's some good ones there. Jim's here. Hello, Jim. Hello, Ollie, Jodie, Andy, and everyone in the chat.
Hey, Jim.
Oh. I love all his works, but Song to Song is probably my least favourite of Malik's. Knight of Cups is beautiful. I've not seen Song to Song.
No,
yeah, I've not heard the best stuff about it though. But I will say Knight of Cups is shot beautifully. It's like a really good looking film. It's just a film that lacked substance for me. There wasn't a lot. It was like I remember it being very long, and I couldn't actually tell you what it was about. I don't know if that's because there's not really much of a story, or I just didn't take anything away from it. But yeah. Giz is here. Hello, Giz.
Hi.
Yep.
Oh, I've got a question for me. What year was I born? Oh, you're not supposed to ask someone how old they were, but I was born. Oh, go on. I'll say 2002. It's not. I can say it because I've said it in a video that will go up later in the week. So I don't mind saying it because I'll be saying it again in that video. So yeah, 2002. Very young still.
That's crazy to me. I was watching Spider-Man in 2002 in the cinema.
Yeah. Says I'll go see anything Malik releases.
Yeah.
He's an interesting director for sure, but he's not a director that puts, for me, like, I hear his name and I wouldn't instantly say I got to go day one to see his film at the cinema. It's one of those that I would wait for word of mouth, and then I'd either stream or I'd get cheap on physical, just because of the experiences I've had with his films in the past. I wouldn't want to waste my time and money on his films if I'm not. There's a high chance that I'm not going to like it.
Who would you go to see in the cinema, like on day one? Like, what director would just
Spielberg
get you in there straight away? Spielberg.
Yeah, I think any Spielberg. I think all of his films I've seen pretty much day one at the cinema, as far as I can remember. All the ones I've seen at the cinema. But yeah, Spielberg. Probably like Nolan, because you don't want like stuff leaking out, because obviously a lot of his films are quite like Inception and stuff. Yeah, those are two that come to mind. What about you guys?
I don't think there's anyone I'd like have to see it on day one for anymore. Yeah, I don't think so. I'd have to think
I
about
chuck
it.
Wes Anderson in there as well because I do like Wes. I know Sam would agree.
Yeah.
I do really like Wes Anderson, although he's kind of been on a slow decline since the Grand Budapest Hotel. I mean, I've not disliked any of his films he's done that I've seen, but they're not. They have been kind of going down, and I've been enjoying them less and less. Although, like the Grand Budapest, I'd put like right up. I think that's his best film. But I'll still watch anything like the Phoenician Scheme. I'm probably going to go and see day one, because it just looks really interesting as well. But yeah.
Yeah.
Ellery's here. Hello, Ellery.
Hi, Ellery.
Hi everyone. I didn't like Tree of Life at all, but enjoyed The New World very much. The Thin Red Line was okay for me. Yeah, I think I'll try. I'm sure I got a huge pile of Blu-rays I'm getting rid of, and I'm sure it's already gone. It's probably one of those that I traded in just before Christmas because it's probably was worth a bit. And anything that, because I went on the CEX app, and anything that was worth a bit, I just took to CEX. So it was probably one of those, but I'm sure it's not that expensive, so
No,
I'll probably
the
get it
standard
back
one,
at
I
some.
wouldn't think so.
Yeah,
It is out on Criterion, though. I'd love to get the Criterion
yeah.
version of it at some point.
Jim said, I saw An American Werewolf in London as a double feature with Halloween 2 in 1981 when I was 14 years old. The price of the ticket was 75 cents. Whew,
That's so cool.
Wow.
that's cheap.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool though. Yeah, watching those. Although I'm not a massive Halloween fan, but yeah, I can imagine that's a pretty good experience, especially being smack bang in the 80s.
Yeah. How great would it be to see that in the cinema? Like when
Yeah,
it just would have been such a great experience.
yeah. Dog Soldiers is awesome werewolf film. Yeah, I think Tim's passing the DVD copy of that over to me tomorrow because I've not seen it, and
I haven't seen it either.
I'm just on a werewolf kick at the moment. I watched Wolf the other day as well with Jack Nicholson. Really liked that one.
Good one.
I've got The Howling to watch as well. Wolfen. Yeah, I've got quite a few werewolf films to watch. So yeah, that one is on my list. I take it you've seen that one, Andy?
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I didn't like it the first time I saw it, but I took a punt on the second sight 4K that came out. I thought I'll give it another go, and yeah, really enjoyed it a hell of a lot more on the second viewing. There's a great werewolf film from the 90s called Bad Moon. Anyone seen it?
No.
Not heard of that one.
It's kind of like the werewolf whole story you'd expect, but it's like follows this family. But the actual hero of the film is the family dog, because he's the only one who picks up on like who the werewolf is. So it's kind of told from the dog's kind of like perspective. But it is a really good werewolf movie.
Yeah.
That sounds really interesting. I've never heard of it.
Yeah.
It's not like full on from the dog's perspective, but the dog's kind of like the hero of the film.
Okay.
When you watch it, like, because the dog's the only one who picks up on who the werewolf is.
Yeah, I think the worst werewolf film I've seen, which shocked me because of the talent behind it, is Cursed. I watched that for the first time this year and just thought it's just awful.
Yeah.
The CGI, the story it's just I was so disappointed because it's like Wes Craven and Kevin Williamson who did Scream, which is like probably my favorite horror film ever. And I thought this has to be good, and I was just so disappointed when I watched it because it was just awful.
Yeah, I just kind of still have a soft spot for that because I just love Christina Ricci and Joshua Jackson. Like they're just like my childhood actors. So, I'll kind of always just, I'll always watch it, even though I just know intellectually it's not great, but I just can't help but enjoy it. And yeah, I love Wes Craven as well, and Kevin Williamson. They're just great.
I'm
Yeah.
like that with it. I quite enjoy that film. I know it's like a guilty pleasure, but
Yeah, it's one of those ones.
I find it's like a lot of cheesy fun for what it is. But
Yeah.
it's I get some entertainment out of it. But I know deep down, it's subjectively, it's not a good film.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kiss said, Ollie, did you notice a young Rick Mail in the Slaughtered Lamb pub? I did. And I can actually tell you, I believe he's credited as chess player number 2. And chess player number 1 is played by Brian Glover. There you go. Some facts for you there. Werewolf movies, Dog Soldiers, late phrases, Wolfman 2010, Underworld for me, my list of werewolf movies. Yeah, I've not heard the best things about the Underworld films. I think I've got the first one on Blu-ray, but I've heard they're not great in quality, but they are somewhat enjoyable, so I'm willing to give them a watch. And yeah, the Wolfman from 2010, that was the
Is that Benicio del Toro or no?
Yeah, and Anthony Hopkins. Was it Joe Johnston that did that one? I think.
Yeah, I think it was, yeah.
Yeah, I think it was, wasn't it? Yeah, I'd be interested to check that one out. That popped up when I was looking around about American Werewolf in London last night. So yeah, and I enjoyed the newest Wolfman as well. That was a refreshing take on the werewolf story. So yeah, but yeah, I've not seen too many werewolf films, to be honest. But yeah, it's an interesting genre. I do quite like them.
There is a I don't know, this maybe it's a bit more of a deep cut, but there's like a found footage film as well called Where, if anyone's ever seen that one.
No.
Heard of
So
that
it might be like if you like your found footage, maybe it might be a fun one to look up. It's just I think yeah, it's that kind of werewolf story and the transformations and everything, but from like more of like a documentarian kind of style.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's called Where, and I think it's from like 2013 or something like that. I watched it when I was on like a huge found footage binge, and I just like was watching constant found footage movies, and so I came across that one.
Nice. James is here. Hello, James.
Hi, James.
Hey, James.
Did anyone see James's video with the t-shirts the other day?
Yeah, and he got all of them the same. I felt so bad for him.
I actually couldn't stop laughing.
He just kept pulling them out, and it's like, it's the same one. It's the same one.
But it was just the fact that it's the one that he was wearing just cracked me up.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
Yeah. That was real bad luck.
Yeah. It's just you couldn't write that like.
No. Oliver Blake's here. Hello.
Hey, yeah.
He's put, I think Mrs. Flood is the Rani in Doctor Who. Do either of you watch Doctor Who? Because there's no point talking about it if neither of you watch it.
Oh, sorry.
I don't watch it now, but I used to. I've seen a few classic stories, and I used to. I think I've checked out once the Jodie Whittaker era kicked in.
Yeah.
But, it's been a while, so I haven't watched any of the new stuff. But I've dabbled in Doctor Who here and there. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's a good guess, though. I have absolutely no hype. I tell you who Mrs. Flood is. Mrs. Flood is Anita Dobson. There you go. That's the correct answer. Napang Films is here. Hello, Napang Films.
Hi, Angelo.
Yep.
Evening all. I don't normally catch these live streams. Glad to listen in. Thanks for joining.
Angelo has a really good channel as well. I don't know if everyone follows his channel, but it's really good.
I will have a look. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a good question. Never had. I mean, I'm not big on horror, so you guys might be able to answer this. Is there a horror movie about kitchen appliances?
Microwave
Not
Massacre?
that I know of, but there could be. I know there's a horror film about a tire, a fan that explodes heads, rubber, and a killer sofa. I think's one of them as well. The answer is probably, but I don't know it.
I think Microwave Massacre is the only one I can think of. It's out on Arrow.
Yeah.
But I've never seen it. I think it's meant to be absolutely terrible.
Yeah.
There's probably a reason there's not many horror movies about kitchen appliances.
Yeah. It's a thing of the 80s, I think. I think they did a lot of those weird films in the 80s. You don't really see anything like that nowadays.
Yeah, like Driller Killer and all those kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ash is here. Hello, Ash. Evening all. As
Ash.
always, we'll be catching up in full tomorrow. Have a great stream. Thanks for joining quickly, Ash. James said he liked the Amityville remake with Ryan Reynolds. I've not seen. I've got the original on my shelf to watch. Not seen it yet, but yeah.
Yeah,
It's bit of trivia. I believe it's Chloe Grace Moretz's first film. I think she plays the daughter in it. Is who else is in it? Is it?
it's
I want to
Melissa
say it's Melissa
George.
George. Yeah, I thought it was. Yeah. Yeah. I think I probably want to watch the original before I attempt watching that one.
Yeah, the original is a good one.
Yeah.
The Carrie remake, actually, did anyone see that one with
Oh, that was Chloe Grace Moretz as well. Yeah. No, I've not even seen. I've not seen the original of that either yet.
Oh, you have to watch that.
Yeah, Stuart was talking about it today in his video, and I was like, I've still not seen it, so I do need to watch that one soon. Talking of remakes, I quite like the Pet Sematary remake. I saw part of that, but I've not seen the original, so I couldn't really, and I didn't get on with the remake. But I'd be interested to watch the original one though.
It's a good story.
Yeah.
Like the actual story itself is really, really good. I do like the original one, but yeah, no, I haven't seen the remake. I kind of wish it was like there was like a, I don't know, maybe like a bigger budget kind of version of that.
Yeah.
When it came out, but yeah, the kind of is it a TV movie or am I?
What the new one or the original one?
The original one.
I think it was theatrical.
Yeah.
Oh, was okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it is a good
Got
one.
a sequel as well, the original.
Yeah.
And it's the same director as the original as well.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah. That's good to know.
My favorite remake is House of Wax. That's the one with, is it Paris Hilton in that one?
Yeah.
Really out of print now, isn't it? But I'd quite like to give it a go. I think the original on the premium collection. Have I seen on there? Yeah, I thought it was. Yeah. And My Bloody Valentine. I've not seen either of those either, but I've heard they're pretty good.
Yeah, I haven't seen them either.
Yeah. I do like the remake of My Bloody Valentine, but the original's one of my favorite horror films. I love the original.
Yeah.
I've seen the two House of Wax movies as well, but I do prefer the original over the remake.
I love that movie House of Wax. It's in the same constant as Wrong Turn, Jeepers Creepers. Oh, got one for you here, Andy. What's your favourite horror franchise and favourite horror protagonist and villain?
Wow.
We've had these questions before, I swear.
Oh.
I don't know whether it's the same person that's changed their name or something, but I'm sure we've had these questions before.
It's a horror franchise. It's between the big three. It's between Halloween, Elm Street, and Friday the 13th. Yeah, I don't, that's a tough one. It's one of those three because for me they're the three most iconic and the three that I go back to like every October. Horror protagonist. Man, that's a tough one. Yeah, I wouldn't know who to put for protagonist, but for villain, it's Jerry Dandridge from Fright Night because that's my favorite vampire film of all time.
Nice. Oh, I've got one for me here. What other horror franchises do you like other than Scream? I'd say not consistently, but I would put the Conjuring universe in there. I love the first two films. I love the second Annabelle. The second Nun film's not too bad either. Yeah, I put them up there. The Quiet Place films, I like all three of those. Quite like the first three Purge films. After that, I've not really bothered. Just trying to see what else I can see on my shelf. Yeah, I'd probably say that's about it. Because I'm trying to get more and more into horror. So there's still a lot. Like I've got the Nightmare on Elm Street box set, but I've only seen the first one. But I am trying to get more into horror. But slowly. So yeah, I'd say those are some of my favorite ones at the moment. Got a random comment saying that Fry did it, Dr. Zoidberg. Random Futurama reference. What are your go-to comfort films which you never tire of watching? Mine include Weird Science, Uncle Buck, and American Pie. I definitely chuck American Pie in there. I'd even go as far to put all 4 of the main films. Just easy watches. Mrs. Doubtfire, Groundhog Day, anything like that. It's got to be a comedy, really, to like make me feel really, or like some Moulin Rouge, like a good musical, something like that. I'll just to wind Roy up, I'll say Grease. Forrest Gump, obviously, but yeah, I suppose those are some of mine. What about you guys?
I'm just having a look at my collection now. Yeah, Mrs. Doubtfire would definitely be one for me that I could just put that on any day of the week and I could just enjoy it. Like a lot of things with Robin Williams, like Jumanji would be one. Like a lot of my comfort films are probably like kind of ones I kind of grew up with, that you can put them on in the background and you don't necessarily have to kind of watch like every scene, but you kind of know it. Probably Last Chance Harvey is one for me as well. I watch that all the time. I watch that film way too much. But it just always kind of it always just kind of hits a certain spot for me, to be honest. Yeah, I think Rosemary's Baby is kind of a comfort movie for me, weirdly enough. I can watch that all like every day. It's just, there's just something about it that just I just think it's the familiarity of it or something. I just love it. And I can watch it all the time. Whereas not all of your favorite films, I feel like you could watch like all the time. Whereas Rosemary's Baby I could watch it right now and I'd be more than happy just to kind of get lost in it.
Yeah. Andy?
Yeah, kind of similar. I tend to go to the ones that I grew up with. When I'm in the mood for, like, there was a lot of films I saw at the cinema when I was a kid. I go and watch them, like movies like The Borrowers, Mouse Hunt, Ace Ventura, stuff like Indian in the Cupboard, James and the Giant Peach. But yeah, if I want like the ones that really get me in that mood, the comfort mood, definitely American Pie, and the movies like The Wedding Singer. I can just put that on, watch that anytime. Probably my favorite comfort movie is Addams Family Values. I can just watch that over and over and over again. I think I watched that like 7 times, like last year alone, because I just love that movie. Like Christina Ricci, like, rules in that film. She's just awesome. I just like, don't mess with her. It's like her film. But yeah, I just love that movie. I love it more than the original, but I still like the original.
Yeah, I think she is better as well.
Yeah, it's yeah, movies like, I don't know if I said it, Dumb and Dumber as well, but yeah, Mrs. Doubtfire is that's a childhood staple. Yeah, just movies like that.
Yeah, I will say, watching Mrs. Doubtfire now and the ending hits differently when they're driving off in the car and does like the Mrs. Doubtfire's doing like the closing off the TV show, and doesn't she say like everything's gonna be all right? All my best, all my love, or something like that. that just I bought every time that comes on now, just because he's no longer with us. It's just it's just one that hits really differently now. Yeah, I think Mrs. Doubtfire is probably, I'd say, my ultimate comfort film.
Yeah.
Always cheers me up watching that. Just the bit that gets me, I don't know if it gets everyone else, is when they're at the swimming pool and he throws the fruit at Stu.
Yeah.
that always gets me.
It's like, it's around by fruiting, dear.
Yeah.
My favorite bit is like when he's like in the kitchen, your one's like it's like, oh, do you need a hand? And he's like, no, dear, I need a face.
Yeah.
That is like just one of my favorite bits. Just
Yeah.
like I've seen it so many times, but it's just always so funny every single time.
Yeah,
it just never gets old.
And the scene where he's I was watching something. I think Pierce Brosnan was doing like a look back at his films recently because of Mobland coming out, and he rewatched part of Mrs. Doubtfire, and he said he only ever saw Robin Williams once in person. All the rest of the time it was Mrs. Doubtfire, and he went to his trailer day one, and he had like hairy arms, hairy legs, hairy chest, and everything. But he had Mrs. Doubtfire's face on and was like speaking like Mrs. Doubtfire, and he said he just lost it. And he said there was the one scene when he was they're talking at the bar, and he just couldn't keep it together. They said they just had to do so many takes because he just couldn't keep it together. He said he's the funniest person he'd ever known. And that he wished he'd got to work with him again because he didn't really get to meet him again after that. But just it's one of those films I'd love because they were so close to doing a sequel before he passed away. They were like it was closer than they'd ever been before. And I just have loved to see where a sequel would have took us, but it's just sad that that's never going to happen now. And if they ever, God forbid, they ever remake that, that's one remake I wouldn't touch, because to me, Mrs. Doubtfire is Robin Williams, and that's it. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, perfect now. You know, like it is sort of just immortalized now, just in, you know, like it's so perfect. And at least, you know, if they did make a sequel and it wasn't as great, at least now it's not, you know, it's never going to be kind of ruined.
Yeah, definitely.
It's definitely a movie with its funny moments, but it's got its serious moments as well.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Like, because I was watching it, I think a few years ago, I noticed that there's never a scene in the movie where his character and Miranda are happy. They're always arguing, or they're always having a little tiff or something like that. And it is like maybe they are like going to be better people without each other, because the movie doesn't have that happy ending where they get back and they resolve their differences. They stay divorced. It's not that cliched Hollywood happy ending.
Yeah, which is good.
Definitely.
Yeah, which is good. And there's some great scenes where she's like telling Mrs. Doubtfire about her relationship, obviously not knowing it's Daniel.
Yeah.
And how he's sort of like having to stay in character but take on board what's being said.
Mm-hmm.
But, just there's so much going on in that film that really, really works. And
definitely,
I just love it.
Have you seen? It makes me laugh. Have you seen they do like these trailers online where they reinterpret it as like different genre films, and they did like Mrs. Doubtfire as like a thriller, where it was like, and it's the way they cut it was just perfect. Because it was just cut so well, because there's moments in the film where it's like just staring out the window, and they just cut it to him like with a knife in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so funny. Yeah.
What a film.
1940 Wolfman with Ian Chaney is the best I've seen. I've not seen that one yet. I got the set. I don't know where it is.
Yeah.
Oh, I've still got quite a few to go before I get to. I think I've got The Mummy, The Invisible Man, and The Bride of Frankenstein, and then I'll get to The Wolfman. But I'm enjoying the ones I've seen so far. Well, I've only seen Dracula and Frankenstein. I enjoyed both of them, so yeah. Have you guys seen the original Wolfman?
No,
Yeah.
I haven't.
What do you think, Andy?
Yeah, I really like it. It's been a long time since I've watched those old Universal monster movies, but from what I remember, Wolfman was definitely one of the better ones. Yeah.
Teen Wolf, James said.
Yeah.
That's one on my list. I've not seen it, but it's one on my list to watch. Have you guys seen that one?
Yeah, I used to love that film when it was on TV and everything when I was a kid. And then, like 2 years ago or something, I bought the set on DVD and rewatched them, and I didn't like them at all. I just didn't think they kind of held up to kind of my memories of it. But they would be a fun one, like if you're doing like a werewolf kind of, run of movies. Like it probably would be a good one to watch. It's definitely more comedic, but
Yeah.
it didn't kind of hold up for me as to what I remembered.
Yeah. Andy?
Yeah, I remember watching bits and bobs of the original one growing up, and then I've sat down and watched it since. But yeah, it's just a fun, tongue-in-cheek type of movie. It's harmless fun.
Yeah.
The sequel's terrible. It's just
That's Jason Bateman, isn't it?
yeah, Jason Bateman. Yeah. It's not good. It's not a good film. But yeah, I just remember that it always seems to get overshadowed by Back to the Future, Teen Wolf, obviously with the Michael J. Fox connection. But it's okay. It's just a fun, tongue-in-cheek movie. You just don't expect anything amazing, but it's an all right time.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Ian Chaney played the Wolfman in all the old Universal monster movies that has the Wolfman in them. Yeah.
Yeah.
And if anyone is interested, Ian Chaney played Dracula, Frankenstein, and Wolfman. Okay, cool. Have you ever seen Creep 2004? I believe that's Christopher Smith's Creep in the subway, which I haven't seen. Have you guys seen that one?
Long time ago.
Yeah. Was it any good, Andy?
Yeah. It was. No pun intended. I just remember it being a bit creepy with that. that obviously that creature that kind of looks like Gollum on the subway. But yeah, it's again, it's been ages since I've seen it.
Yeah. Got another guess who Mrs. Flood is. You guys probably don't even know who Mrs. Flood is. This
No.
Mrs. Flood that keeps coming up. She's the big, like, at the end of every episode, she just pops up and she, like, makes a reference to knowing who, like, the Doctor, and she's, like, being teed up to be, like, the big bad of the series. And all we know is that she's someone that's been in the show before. So everybody's theorizing who it could possibly be. And if it's anything like the last series reveal, it's going to be very disappointing. One for you, Jodie. Jodie, the Exorcist 3 is sitting next to the Blu-ray player, ready to go.
Oh, like yeah, Giz has been giving me the updates on like he's gonna watch The Exorcist 3 and then watch like his he's gonna go back and rewatch the first one. So now I just feel like so much pressure. Like I hope he really likes it.
Yeah.
You know when you recommend something so much and then you start getting worried, like, oh no, I really hope they like it now after going to the effort to buy it and everything.
Yeah.
So hopefully he likes it.
Yeah. Who else would like a Doctor Who and Twilight Zone crossover? I feel like you could say some episodes of Doctor Who are a bit like the Twilight Zone. You do get like not the one just gone, but the one before. Although it's linked to a previous episode, you could say that was something like from the Twilight Zone. There are a lot of episodes, like probably since William Hartnell, that you could say are like Twilight Zone-ish, just because like standalone stories that just stand by themselves and are a bit sci-fi out there. So I suppose in a way you could say there already has been, not directly, but sort of indirectly. I think he means Rosemary's Baby. Rosemary's Killer He's Put is a great horror movie.
Yeah. Oh, it's up there for me. It's one of my all-time favorites.
Yeah. The only Purge films I like is second and third because I love Frank Grillo as the protagonist in both. Yeah, I quite enjoyed the second and the third one. That was Anarchy and Election Year. But I do like the first one because it's more of a it's very different. It's more of a home invasion film. And I really like Ethan Hawke. I think he's really good in it. And just the tension in that film, I think, is really well done.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do like 2 and 3 as well. Really didn't like, was it the first Purge? Didn't like that. And I haven't seen the newest one yet because I don't think I'm going to get on with it that much. So what do you guys think about the Purge films, though?
I've only ever seen the first. I haven't seen any of the sequels.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same. I've seen the first 2, but I just think it's one of those movies where it has an excellent premise, but the execution's just misses the mark.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. James has put Crazy Stupid Love, As Good as It Gets, The Girl Next Door, Notting Hill are a few of mine. I'd put all of those onto my list as well because they are really feel good, easy comfort watches. Especially, I'd pick out of there, especially The Girl Next Door. Love that film. I think you've probably seen that, haven't you, Andy?
Yeah, I've seen all of them. Yeah.
Yeah. What about you, Jodie? Have you seen all of those?
Yeah, I've seen all of those.
Yeah.
Crazy Stupid Love, I think, is my husband's like comfort film. Like, can you watch that twice this year? I'm like, how are you watching that film again? Because it's like a long film.
Yeah.
It's like a 3-hour rom-com, but he just really enjoys it. But yeah, it is a good one, and As Good as It Gets is really good as well. I love that one.
Yeah. My favorite horror franchises: Child's Play, Scream, and Halloween. They're my top 3, but I like Alien, Fear Street. But for horror movies within past 20 years, love House of Wax and My Bloody Valentine.
Yeah, I love Child's Play. I love that franchise.
I've not seen any of them yet.
They're good. I like how they kind of change. Like I love Bride of Chucky, and there's a lot of them. A lot of the installments have like very different feels to them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do really like that franchise. But I think
Yeah.
it's just another one they're kind of overdoing it a little bit now. I think there's like a series and everything of Chucky, and there was like a new remake.
Mark Hamill one. Yeah.
I haven't
That's the
seen
only
it.
one I've seen. I watched that and I didn't like it.
Okay.
But I'm
No,
sure that I'll probably like the original ones more because I've heard they get worse as they go along, but they're still quite fun.
the second Child's Play I think is probably one of the stronger ones.
Yeah.
The first one is like a good classic, but I just think it does have like a good premise. And then there are some kind of ridiculous installments in it as well, but I think it's a fun franchise.
Yeah. What do you think about those, Andy?
Yeah, I like them. I like the first few. The first 2, I think, for me, are the best. I absolutely love them. Seed of Chucky that's a weird film.
Yeah, Seed is a weird one.
That's a weird movie. But yeah, the others that after Seed, they kind of get back on track a little bit. Bride of Chucky, yeah, really fun film. Introduces Tiffany. That she's a great character. I watched that doc of Chucky as well. It was like a 5-hour documentary on them, and it was just pretty much going through every movie in the series, leaving no stone unturned. Because I know I was surprised to find out because Jenny Agutter's in the second one, like she did not want to take part in the documentary. She was like, apparently she really did not have a good time making that film. But yeah, I really like the first 2.
Yeah.
The first one for me, I like it because it's a lot of people involved with Fright Night. It's the same director and Chris Sarandon's in it, and yeah, I don't know what it is. It's just a really good horror film. I just quite like it. I like the way you kind of don't know if it's the doll or if it's the kid who's doing the killings at the start. It doesn't. It lets you sort of guess what's going on at first before it confirms what's actually happening. But yeah, they're just fun horror films.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have to get onto those soon.
Yeah.
Brad Dourif as well is just one of these like just really underrated actors to me as well. Like I just think he's fantastic.
Yeah.
He just needs more credit. He's just such a great character actor.
Oh yeah.
I did like him,
Yeah.
especially in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Yeah, he's
Thought he was really good in that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kickboxer 3 is my all-time favorite. I've not seen any of those films. Have you guys
No.
seen any of the Kickboxer films?
I've seen the first one.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. All I know is that the Jean-Claude Van Damme films. I think the only Jean-Claude Van Damme film I've seen is it Sudden Death at the is it the ice hockey rink? That was quite fun.
That's a fun one. Yeah, I really enjoy that one. Yeah.
Yeah. Midnight Meat Train. That's Vinnie Jones in it and Bradley Cooper. Yeah, I've heard interesting things about that one.
I need to check that one out.
Yeah. I got a movie from Poundland years ago, Bagman horror movie. That was okay. Not heard of that one.
No, me neither.
No.
One fun fact about the new Wolfman: the character is not Larry Talbot. What comedy horror movies do you think are very good but weird? For me, my list would be Severance, 2007, People Under the Stairs, Deathgasm, and What We Do in the Shadows. Yeah, What We Do in the Shadows would definitely be on my list. That's the first one that came to my head.
Yeah, that is brilliant.
Yeah, I thought, yeah, I'd probably go for that one. Yeah, can't think of many others to be honest. I suppose Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
That's one, I suppose.
I really love Tucker and Dale versus Evil.
Yeah, that's another one. I really like that one as well. Yeah. Yeah, there's one I can't think of. Can you guys think of any others?
No, it's annoying that my horror collection is downstairs, so like I can't go for some inspiration. But I'm sure there probably is a couple that I just can't think of right now.
Yeah, I'm struggling to think of some.
Yeah. Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey is good. I've not seen those. Those aren't my type of films, to be honest with you.
No.
Don't really do anything for me. It's like the Terrifier films as well. Just, I know they've got their audience. It's just not my sort of thing. Have you guys seen the Winnie the Pooh films?
No.
Yeah.
What do you think of them?
I didn't mind the first one.
Yeah.
Didn't mind it. I wasn't too keen on the second one, but I think the first one, every video I watched on it on YouTube said how terrible it was, and I kind of like, okay, yeah, I get it's not a liked film, it's not a well-made film, so I gave it a go, and I just thought, yeah, it's a bad movie, but I didn't hate it. I didn't think it was the worst thing I'd ever seen. Like, yeah, it was a bad film, but I was entertained in spite of it being a poorly made movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He said, no, Rosemary's Killer, also known as The Prowler, is the movie I'm on about. It's a good movie. Yeah, I've not heard of that. Do you know that one?
No, it's The Prowler. Yeah.
Have you seen it? Is it any good?
It's, for me, it was okay. I think it might have been, was it Tom Savini who did the makeup in it? It was okay from what I remember.
Yeah. Are you guys looking forward to Thanksgiving 2, FNAF 2, and Black Phone 2? I've not seen the first Thanksgiving, still need to watch that. So I can't say yes to the first one. FNAF 2, I thought the first one was alright. Can't say I'm really looking forward to the second one. But on the flip side, Black Phone 2, yeah, really looking forward to that because I really did enjoy the first one. I hope we get more. I don't know how Ethan Hawke's coming back into it. But yeah, I am looking forward to that one. What about you guys?
The only one I've seen of those is the Black Phone as well. I haven't seen Thanksgiving or Five Nights at Freddy's, but The Black Phone to me was just okay. I actually loved Sinister from Scott Derrickson, but I kind of thought there was a couple of elements in the Black Phone that were a little bit like maybe derivative of Sinister. Then yeah, I just kind of felt like I just wanted a little bit more from it, I think. Yeah, I just felt like there was something missing from it. So I would be interested to know in what direction they take it, but I don't know if I'm gonna kind of rush out to see it.
Yeah. What about you, Andy?
Yeah, I'd probably be out of those three looking forward to Thanksgiving 2 the most because I love the first one. I thought it was great.
Yeah.
Let's see that one.
Yeah, Five Nights at Freddy's. I thought it was all right. Didn't blow my socks off or anything, and I did enjoy the Black Phone, so I'll probably definitely check the sequel out. I just thought Black Phone was. I thought the Black Phone was good. It just wasn't like amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. Happy Death Day is a good movie, but I'm not a big fan of the second one. I really enjoyed both of those films. I need to get the second one. I've only just got the first one on Blu-ray, but they're both a lot of fun. I'd like to see them do a third one. Yeah, what have you guys seen the Happy Death Day films?
No.
What do you think of them, Andy?
Yeah, I remember enjoying them, but just kind of similar to Parasite. I just don't have that desire to go back and rewatch them. Like I just remember them being good and having a fun time with them. It's just a horror version of Groundhog Day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My favorite horror movie is a horror movie about kitchen appliances. Suspense.
Which one is it? We want to know.
I think it's called The Brave Little Toaster or something. I don't think it's a horror movie, but it sure did keep me up at night.
I've never actually seen it, but I do remember seeing the cover, but I've never seen it.
Yeah, but the My Little Pony movie is a lot better.
There is. If you're a kid, watching Brave Little Toaster, there is a creepy moment in it that involves like a clown as a fireman.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Has anyone seen The Jester? Nope.
No.
Yeah.
What do you think of it, Andy?
I just thought it was jumping on the craze of Terrifier at the time. It's just not. It was. I don't know. It was kind of like one of the Winnie the Pooh movies. It was just, for me, it was just all right. Just didn't do much because I was very much on that Terrifier train when the second movie came out, and I think I was just left a bit underwhelmed by The Jester.
Yeah. Five Nights at Freddy's makes a better game than movie. Yeah, I'd agree with you there. I did used to play the game back when it was first out, and yeah, it's hard to make something like that into a film and make it work. What they did was interesting, but it didn't fully work. I don't think. It kind of felt, not that I've seen it, it kind of felt like Willy's Wonderland. From what I've seen of Willy's, like the same sort of cut and paste thing. Although obviously Five Nights at Freddy's, the game came before that, but the same sort of, like, the way they expanded it into a film kind of felt like the same sort of thing as Willy's Wonderland. I'm 16, but I've seen every My Little Pony movie out there, even the Equestria Girls spin-off MLP. Do you like the My Little Pony movies? Not my sort of thing, but
Never seen them.
I like The Jester better than the Terrifier, in my opinion.
That's fair enough. Yeah.
Fair enough. Yeah. Right, we've caught up with the comments. We'll go on to the next topic, and I'll give you guys a few minutes to think of these things. But I was thinking, what was a film that you were going into with not very high expectations that you came out feeling really surprised and kind of did like sort of a 180 on? if you can think of a few. I'm just gonna pop away a second, but I'll be back in a minute. Whilst you think of some.
Oh God, I'm the worst at thinking of things on the spot. I need to get my letterbox out.
One or two that jump to mind.
Yeah, I kind of tend to just kind of watch a lot of movies that are kind of in my kind of wheelhouse, I suppose, that are because I kind of just buy a lot of movies blind. I kind of nearly have an expectation that I'm going to like them. So, oh yeah, I have to think of something.
I've got some if you want me to go and show mine whilst you're still thinking.
Yes, please.
That helps. Yeah. So I've kind of gone for 4 different genres. They're all fairly new films, but they were films that some of them just kind of came out of nowhere, and some I thought weren't going to be very good and ended up being really good. So the first one's a comedy that came out 2 years ago now, and kind of just came out of nowhere, but thought it was actually really funny. And like, because comedy can be quite hard. It's like they always say comedy's hard to do and get it right. And I think we don't get a lot of great comedy films nowadays. They like kind of hold back, but I feel like this one didn't. This one really went for it, and it's the film Joyride, which if you've not seen, it's really funny. About a group of girls. I think they go on a trip to China, if I remember rightly. Because one of them finds out she's like got her mother's from there or something. She never knew her mother. And it's kind of like a road movie of parts, but there's some scenes in this that just really crack me up. When they're staying in the hotel and there's the I think it's like a football team or something that they get involved with. I just couldn't stop laughing. It's hilarious. Yeah, really surprised me, that one. Have you guys seen this one?
I've not seen that one, Ollie, no.
I've heard of it, but not seen it.
It is worth watching. It's really funny. It's not really got anyone like that famous in, but it's produced by Seth Rogen. And it is his sort of comedy. It goes for it, and I think it does it really well. And it's a genuinely funny comedy that's not like doing these like stupid fart jokes and stuff. And it's proper comedy that really goes for it, I think. And yeah, because I didn't really know anything about it before going to see it.
Yeah.
I think I saw it I'm sure I saw it like a secret screening or something. And yeah, it just really, really impressed me. So yeah, that's one that really surprised me. Next up from last year, this kind of came out of nowhere and I wasn't expecting much from it, but it became one of my favorite films of last year. And that's Monkey Man with Dev Patel, also directed by Dev Patel. I thought the action in this was incredible. Like the redemption sort of story was really good. I know it's kind of going for like a Indian John Wick, like everyone's saying, but I think it does something different than John Wick. I think it brings something else. It's really emotional. The choreography is incredible, and it's just got a really good, meaty story. So yeah, I really was impressed with this one. I've not actually gone back to it yet, but yeah, I do need to give this one another watch. Have you guys seen this one yet?
Yeah, I thought it was great. I thought it was just so impressive for like it was his debut directorial film. Yeah, I thought it was so impressive. Just I love the kind of the setting and the action sequences and everything I thought were so creative.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did actually really surprise me.
Yeah. What about you, Andy?
Yeah. It's I do want to give it a rewatch. I do remember liking it. I think it's kind of like one of them where it didn't have my full attention, the movie, but I do want to give it a rewatch properly.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do remember liking it, and like you said, the action in it, I remember it being really good.
Yeah. Next one's a horror, and again, it's a new horror, and it's from a director who kind of had a lot of hits, and then he went off to do like a superhero film, and I thought he'd kind of lost his way, and then he said he was doing a new original horror film, and I was very skeptical, and I was kind of quite late to the party on this one, but I thought how they dealt with the film and the way the themes within the film were just perfect, and it's James Wan's Malignant. I thought the way that they dealt with the story and it being like sort of like an allegory for mental health, I thought was really well done. I thought there was some really brutal kills in this that really worked. Um, just really entertaining film. Could it have been better? Yeah, I think it could have been. But it's still really entertaining. And as far as like an original film, like horror film, it's really creative, and I think it really left a stamp on a lot of people, and I think it came out at the right time. Because I think that we would like it's a bit of like horror movie fatigue where we were getting like quite a lot of bad horror films, and then
Yeah.
this just came out of like nowhere really, and really surprised a lot of people, including me, when I did eventually get to watch it. And yeah, I just really like this film. Have you guys seen this one?
Yeah.
I haven't, but I actually heard a lot of negative things about that when it came out.
Did you?
So I kind of just avoided it a little bit, to be honest. I heard a lot of people like very aggressively saying that they didn't like it, and
Yeah.
having very kind of harsh opinions on it. So I kind of just probably wrote it off, to be honest. But yeah, I might actually keep an eye out for it.
Yeah. What did you think, Andy?
It's I actually thought it was a bit of a blend of like a horror film, and then by the end, it kind of did turn into like an action superhero film.
Yeah.
But I liked the look of the film, like how it
Definitely.
looked, the aesthetics. But yeah, again, it was just the ending. I thought was just so bizarre, but it did still work.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to explain that film. I did like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's definitely worth checking out, Jodie. It's a very unique horror film.
Yeah.
I think you need to like kind of make your own mind up on it, because it's like for a lot of the film you don't know what's going on, and then when you find out what's going on, it's like really, like I said, it is like an allegory for mental health, really. That's what the story's trying to like highlight.
Okay.
But yeah, it's really interesting film, definitely. And then my last pick's a very new film, like come out the end of last year. Although I would say I was I had hopes of this, but I was also a bit on the fence because it's supposedly this actor director's final film. And I really wanted him to go out on a high, but I was hearing things that it's probably not going to be very good. Just very skeptical, but then I watched it, and I think it's one of his best films in years that he's directed. And it's Clint Eastwood's Juror Number 2. It was such a great courtroom drama, this like thriller, and I just loved the way that this went, and the performances in this, the story, and the ending was so like it's one of those endings that I love when a film lets you make your own mind up, and the way that this film ended, it does that. And when a film does that, it also then makes you think afterwards about what would happen next, what you think's going to happen next. And yeah, this film definitely got me thinking. It's got some great performances, like I said, in it. And I'm a huge fan of courtroom like thriller dramas anyway. So yeah, really delivered on this one. I honestly think this could be my favorite film of his since Gran Torino. I do really like The Mule, An American Sniper as well. There's a few other ones, but I think this one is definitely my favorite since Gran Torino. I think it's just really underrated and really did surprise me more so than I thought it would. Have both of you guys seen this one yet?
Yeah, I loved it.
Yeah.
I absolutely loved it. Yeah, I just thought it was again just so original, and it was nice to actually go to the cinema and just see a new idea, a new concept, and just kind of see how it played out. I just had no clue what was going to happen, and it was just just to see something in the cinema as well. It's not a franchise, it's like a brand new story, new characters, and like it just felt like it just did have that feeling of like more of an old-fashioned kind of courtroom drama. And yeah, I loved it. I just thought the story and everything worked for me in that film.
Yeah. What about you, Andy?
Yeah, you guys have said it. It felt exactly the same. It was just a good throwback to those courtroom dramas.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just really enjoyed it. It's such a shame that it's not in that obviously that Eastwood box set, the last 3 films.
Yeah.
Starting it, but yeah, I just had a really good time with it. Like you say, that's why you chose it as well. It was just one of them you didn't expect it to be as good as it was.
Yeah, definitely. Have you guys thought of any ones like that?
I'm just trying to think of like some recent movies that I watched, and in the probably last week actually, I watched Air. You know, the one with
Oh, yeah.
Matt Damon.
That was my favourite film of 2023.
Yeah, and that was one now that I actually was avoiding, to be honest. And I just, when it came out, I just was like, nah, I've no interest in this. And I don't know, I just kind of wasn't too kind of pushed on the story, and nothing about it really appealed to me. And then we actually watched it. It was my husband's second watch. He really wanted to rewatch it, so he was like, "Oh, you're watching it? It's so much better."
Oh, I think Jodie's gone.
Oh.
She's gone for you as well?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to go, Andy? Have you got any whilst we wait for Jodie to come back?
Yeah, there's a few for me. There's like a few older movies that I watched for like the first time, like from the 80s and 90s. There's a movie called Fortress from 1985 that I absolutely loved. Didn't know anything about it at all. Sat down, put it on, watched it. Like about this this school in Australia, where it's like a small class. That's the kids in it. They're all different ages. And what happens is these 4 masked gunmen turn up at the school and they kidnap the teacher and the students,
Mm-hmm.
and they're just like really brutal to them. And then like the kids and the teacher sort of end up having to try and outsmart them and try and like be a bit more brutal themselves with it. It was really good, really underrated.
Yeah.
Sorry, my phone rang there, and then my everything just stopped working. So
that's all right.
Yeah. There's one, and I think Jodie's seen this as well. I think it came out a year or 2 ago. What You Wish For with Nick Stoll.
oh yeah, oh that was so good.
That was really good, and I didn't know anything about it. All I'd heard was go into it knowing nothing.
Yeah.
As little as possible, go into it. And it's actually, I think you might agree, it's a bit hard to talk about without going into it, because once it gets going, it's just like, oh my god, well, how far and how deep does this go?
Yeah.
When you watch it. But I think to say it's just about someone, it's about a chef who's in debt, and this opportunity comes up, and it just goes from there, and you just don't expect this thing to happen. And I think what I found really disturbing about it is it could probably be happening in the real world.
Yeah, you just wouldn't have a clue.
Yeah, you wouldn't have a clue, and it is just so messed up. It is just wow. If you've not seen it, get hold of a copy of it. Find a copy of it wherever, and just sit down and give it a watch.
Yeah, and don't look at anything. Just go in totally blind and just.
It's called What You Wish For.
What You Wish For. Okay, I'll write that one down.
Yeah. Oh, so good.
It's just. I'd say it's not a full-on horror film. There is a little bit of gore in it, but it's just as like a pre-warn. But it's not a full-on. Don't expect like Terrifier or anything like that. It's nothing.
Yeah.
It's nothing like that. But story-wise, it was just captivating.
Yeah. And everything.
It had no right to really sort of be as good as it was. It was just a massive surprise.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, Jodie, what were you say? You think you got halfway through talking about Air?
Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, no, yeah, no, that was just one that I really enjoyed it actually, and I kind of found myself just very much kind of going along with it, and kind of very much like into the story, and you know, I was just kind of hooked on it, and I thought the performances were great. Like Viola Davis was just excellent in it, and yeah, I really enjoyed it. I just genuinely did not think that was going to be one that would interest me, but I really liked it. And I finally picked up a copy of The Guilt Trip as well, and like, really don't like Seth Rogen just in general. Like I'm not a big fan, and I don't really watch that many comedies, but that one, I have to say, I really enjoyed it as well. I felt like it had a lot of heart, and I just kind of totally bought into their relationship, and Barbara Streisand as like the mother character. Like I just thought she was adorable in it. So that was kind of like a little surprise for me as well. And I know it's like an older film, like it's probably like 2008 or something, but or maybe a little bit later, but yeah, that one I really liked as well. Yeah, I can't really think of any other ones at the moment. Have you seen The Guilt Trip, Ollie, actually?
Yeah, I really like that one as well.
Yeah.
So is that the one where doesn't she like she has like a eating contest she participates in?
Yeah.
And then she takes like there's a man, is it what's his name? Brett something, isn't it? He was in the not Batman, Joker. He played what should we call it? Bruce Wayne's dad. I can't think of his name. Is it Brett something? It's Brett something. But he's in that. He plays like the bloke with the like the cowboy type of guy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember it being. I need to watch it again, and it's so random because Miriam Margolyes like pop up at the start as one of her friends.
Yeah, she's one of the friends. Yeah,
so weird seeing her in like a massive American film like that. Like I know she used to like in the 90s, but I haven't seen her in a film for like a newer film for years, and she just kind of felt really out of place in it.
Yeah.
But yeah, really. I'll watch anything with Barbara Streisand in. So yeah, I really did like that one. Yeah. You got some here. I went into Blade Runner 2049 not expecting much, but I came out of the cinema saying it was one of the greatest films I've ever seen. Yeah, it is a really good film. I've only seen it the once, but it did blow me away as well once I came out of watching it. Have you guys seen that one?
I've just seen the original Blade Runner. I haven't seen the newer one. It's another one on my list.
Yeah, you should watch it. Yeah, definitely watch it. What do you think of it, Andy?
Yeah, I do think it hasn't got much for it story-wise, but it is a visual masterpiece.
Yeah,
like
definitely.
Denis Villeneuve does not make garbage. He gets everything. He's like a perfectionist when it comes to how movies look, and Blade Runner 2049 is no exception. It is a stunning looking film.
Yeah. I didn't expect great things from Alien Romulus after some of the previous entries in the Alien franchise, but was surprised how good it was. Yeah, I've not seen that one yet. Have you guys seen the new one yet?
No.
Yeah, what did you think, Andy?
I just thought it was okay. I thought it was a good film. I didn't think it was bad. I didn't think it was amazing. I just thought it was a good, solid Alien movie. Yeah. Nothing more, nothing less.
Nice. Yeah, I will check it out. I've got the 4K, but I do want to watch. Is it Resurrection first? Although I know it's supposed to be awful. I just want to make sure I've seen all the original Alien films before I go into that one. Although I know it doesn't obviously follow them, but still, just want to watch them all first.
Yeah.
Right. So the next topic is a topic that I started last week that went down quite well. I think I got good feedback from it, so I've continued it this week. And it's just like a news roundup. I've written down some topics that have come, like movie news related stuff in the last week.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll just say what I know about it, and then we can give our general thoughts of what it is, what we think about it. If we have any thoughts on them at all, we'll just go around and discuss it. I've got quite a few. So the first one is Joseph Kosinski has been announced as directing a new Miami Vice remake. I've not seen the original series, and I've not seen the Michael Mann film. But I know there's a lot of fans of the original series. I know the Michael Mann film wasn't very well received. so it could be a good time to do a remake. I don't know who they could cast in the remake. I don't know if you guys have any thoughts on that, because I don't really know who would be the right fit, because I've never seen the series. But do you guys have any thoughts or opinions on that one?
I have seen the film, but it was so long ago. It was probably in around the time the remake came out. So I wouldn't be the right person to ask. I don't think. Maybe Andy.
Yeah, I saw the film when it came out, like on DVD. I thought it was really dull. I thought it was a really dull film. Didn't like it at all. Then I got into the series just last year, and I absolutely loved it. I thought it was fantastic. Some of the best television, yeah, I'd seen in a long time. It was one of those where you know when you watch a show or a film that's quite old, and you go, "Where have you been? Why have I just not watched you earlier?"
Yeah.
Yeah, it was it was amazing, and I loved it. But yeah, a new film would have to capture the like 80s aesthetics of that show, because that is what that show is all
Yeah.
about. The music, the outfits, the fashion, the style, everything about it. That show just oozes 80s, and I love that era. But yeah, it's gotta capture that, because that Michael Mann movie, although Michael Mann, like, he had a really big hand in the show, like when that came out, like I think he directed like a few episodes. It was like I think he had might have been like something he created, but it was that movie just missed the mark entirely for me. It just completely didn't capture anything that the show was about.
Yeah.
I think that a new movie would have to do that.
What do you think about the director, Joseph Kosinski? Do you think he's a good choice?
Kosinski. I don't. What else has he directed?
He's done the new F1 film that's about to come out with Brad Pitt,
Okay.
and he did Top Gun Maverick. And I think he did. Did he do Oblivion as well with Tom Cruise?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
And Tron Legacy.
If he's done Top Gun Maverick, then I think we're in good hands, because I think he understands that, because Top Gun Maverick made me feel nostalgia for a movie I've got no nostalgia for, because I wasn't a big fan of the Top Gun, and as soon as like you hear the opening bars of the theme tune when you're watching Maverick, it took me back to watching Top Gun, even though I wasn't Top Gun's biggest fan. I don't know what there was. I can't explain it. It just worked. So if he does something similar to that with Miami Vice,
got some great cast in here, and I thought of one of these. Glenn Powell as Crockett, which is an obvious choice because of Top Gun Maverick, and John David Washington as Tubbs. Would you agree with that, Andy?
Yeah, that's a good lineup. Yeah.
Yeah. We'll see how that comes to pass. If it does, I'd imagine it'd be his next film after F1 once he's got that done with. So we could see that in the next few years. But keep our eyes peeled for that one coming.
Yeah.
The next one is the big Doomsday news. So it was revealed this week they've officially started filming. I think they've been doing a bit of filming since the start of April, since they did that long chair cast announcement. But they officially announced on social media a few days ago that filming has started. But they have started filming, and they've not got a finished script, and they've not got a locked cast, which doesn't bode well. They still can't get names locked down to confirm to star in the film, which is why then in turn they haven't locked the script, because they don't know who's gonna agree to turn up in it, which doesn't bode well. What do you guys think on that?
It's not really my kind of forte anyway. Really the kind of like Avengers movies anyway. But yeah, that just sounds completely ridiculous. It just feels like they're kind of putting the cart before the horse, and is there a reason why they're doing that, or like from what
I
you
think because they've got quite a tight schedule.
Okay.
Because it's coming out next May, so they had to get on it And I think because the cast is so big and they're going after so many people, and because it is like going to be a huge film, obviously technically being split into two because there's another one coming after, which is linked. Yeah, I think that's probably why they're having such a hard time locking names down. Any name that's been in, like anyone that's been in a Marvel film before, is rumored to be in it.
Mhm.
So it could pretty much be anyone because a lot of people have been in Marvel films at this point.
Yeah.
There's even rumors that Tom Cruise is going to be in it. Like, it's just so many big rumors that could be true, could be false. But I think, yeah, I don't know. What do you think, Andy?
It feels like this is harkening back to probably a few years ago now. It feels like this whole Jonathan Majors thing's having a domino effect
Yeah,
on everything now, because he was supposed to be the next huge Marvel villain, Kang, and then all that lawsuit and stuff that came out, that has now scrapped everything, and it now feels like Kevin Feige and everyone at Disney and Marvel just don't really know what to do. So they've gone, right, okay, well, we can't use Kang anymore. Let's just jump to Doctor Doom as the next
yeah,
Avengers villain. And obviously, that has not left them with a lot of time to sort of come up with, well, by the sounds of it, what you've said, they haven't even got a finished script. And they're starting filming, which doesn't bode well. It just sounds like a recipe for disaster.
Mhm.
yeah,
And obviously, with everyone who's sort of been announced, everyone who hasn't been announced, this whole giant cast that this movie's going to have, is the whole movie just going to collapse under its own weight?
yeah.
Yeah, we don't know.
Might be too much talent. I mean,
Yeah.
we've already seen like the likes of like Patrick Stewart and Ian McKellen are going to be in it. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know how they got them, because if they've not got a finished script, you'd think someone of their caliber would want to know
To see,
the
yeah.
quality of the film before signing on to it and knowing where their characters are going. Because obviously they kind of had been finished with the Marvel film, like the X-Men stuff. But yeah, it's just a bit weird. And then you're getting like these actors being interviewed, and they I think they genuinely don't know themselves. Like, you've got like Andrew Garfield was asked, and he said he'd love to, but he genuinely doesn't know.
Yeah.
And like Halle Berry's another one, Hugh Jackman. They've like all been asked, but they don't know what to say because they probably don't know. They don't know what's going on because it's just all over the place by the sounds of it. And it sounds like this is kind of the standard for Marvel now. They kind of just are with their productions all over the place. I heard Thunderbolts was a really troubled production as well. It took a long time to actually get filming. Like, writers were replaced constantly. They had to replace director. A lot of the key cast was replaced last minute. I mean, look at Blade. Blade was announced 6 years ago. Mahershala Ali came out on stage 6 years ago, and we've still not got a Blade film. There's not even a director attached to that anymore.
No.
So I can't see that ever happening now. It's just,
Yeah.
I think Marvel's in a big mess, I think, and I think it was a mistake going this fast. I mean, I know they like keep pushing it, but they're obviously just not prepared. You'd think that they'd be prepared and have a locked cast. I don't know, like you said, it's probably because the cast is so big and getting them all together to be free at the same time is just so difficult because there's a lot of huge talent. That's
Yeah.
probably one of the key reasons. And there's a lot of stuff going on at the moment, lots of big productions. So to get people, like, I mean, I'm surprised they managed to do it for like Endgame because they got a lot of big people in like that. I mean, even Robert Redford's like in it for like a minute. It's just like, it's mad. But
Yeah.
I don't know how they're gonna. I don't know how it's gonna pan out. It doesn't bode well if there's not a finished script for the quality of the film, because you're gonna got to imagine they're gonna be rushing to get this script finished to work around the cast now. But Yeah, we'll see how it turns out. I think it's coming out in like literally, what's the date today? A year tomorrow it comes out. So that's how long we've got to wait. So we shall see what that turns out like.
At least they probably people will come to see it when it comes out. So like,
oh yeah,
the Disaster, it's gonna have a huge opening weekend, and
I will see it. Yeah.
But you'd like to think, like, for all the money they're spending on all these big names, and you would think that they would kind of be making more astute decisions. Yeah, that kind of baffles me now, to be honest. It's crazy.
I think they've paid, I think, a lot of the money for the cast. I think the person that was paid the most was Robert Downey Jr. just to bring him back. I think he got paid a ridiculous amount. But the budget between both of the films is apparently, and the Russo brothers are known for spending a lot of money, because I think The Electric State's one of the most expensive films ever made. I think that was like 340 million or something. That was the budget for that.
Wow.
And apparently this is more for both of these two films combined, and it's just crazy. I mean, I'd imagine a lot of it's going on the cast and visual effects. I'd have thought a lot, because it's going to be a like visual effects CGI heavy film. So
yeah, definitely.
It could go one of two ways. It could go Endgame way and Infinity War, or it could just crash and burn and be awful because of how rushed it's been.
Yeah.
So
Just
yeah.
It's not going to have the same impact as Endgame, I don't think, because that was the culmination of like 11 years worth of films.
Yeah.
This is kind of like, now we haven't even seen the villain in a movie yet for this one. We've like, I hope we get some Doctor Doom in the new Fantastic Four movie. I hope we get just a little bit. I don't know if we are or not, but
the Fantastic Four, he's in the post-credit scene. That's it. He's just turning up in the post-credit scene. Yeah.
Okay, well that's something.
Yeah.
But at least when we had like Infinity War and Endgame, we had Thanos was peppered in here and there throughout the series. Like he was we don't have anything to build us up to this villain yet. So there's that attachment isn't really there.
And I feel it's a bit, because before there was a proper Avengers team and we had characters that are well established in the Avengers, like you had the core sort of like 5 Avengers. We don't have that now. I mean, obviously you've got the new Avengers, but they're not really like, not in terms of characters themselves and their like super abilities. They're just not strong. They're not strong enough to like lead them. I don't think that's how I feel. You would like, I have heard that Chris Evans is in Doomsday. I don't know how they're working that in. I don't know if he's playing Steve Rogers or if he's gonna be completely different, like a variant or something on another planet. I don't know. It just doesn't. It feels like it's just not working. Like they got like Shang-Chi as well, who had one film and he's not showed up since. It's just gonna feel like they've been doing all these I mean, and a lot of like, if She-Hulk and Miss Marvel turns up, that's just gonna be like, because those shows were not well received. They didn't do the characters any good, and yeah, I don't know. I'd tell you one character I'd like to see Daredevil in it. I don't know where he'd fit in it, but then again, there is rumors that like Deadpool's going to be in it as well. So I don't know. I can't see how Deadpool can be in it, because Deadpool is a like explicit rated character, and it's not going to be that type of film, I don't think, unless they work that into the story somehow. Yeah. Oh, dear. Excuse me. Yeah. Next topic, a bit of a different one. Guy Ritchie has been announced to direct Roadhouse 2 after Doug Liman did the first one. Now, there's kind of a story behind the story on this one that I thought we'd talk about. So Guy Ritchie is been very busy the last few years. He has currently got 3 films in post-production, as well as 3 series that are either now airing or in post-production or in production, which obviously the series are Mobland, Young Sherlock, and The Gentleman Series 2. And then he's got 3 films. He's got In the Grey, which is a new film with Henry Cavill and Jake Gyllenhaal, Fountain of Youth, which is out later this month on Apple TV, and he's just shot another one with Benedict Cumberbatch and Anthony Hopkins I think it's called Wife and Dog or something like that. So I don't know where he's getting the money to do these films, but he's obviously doing very well if he's doing this amount of stuff. And now, on top of that, signing on to direct Roadhouse 2. So what are your guys' thoughts on Guy Ritchie being so busy, and do you think he's the right fit for the Roadhouse sequel?
I haven't seen. I love the first Roadhouse, the original one, but I haven't seen like the remake, the Jake Gyllenhaal one. But kind of my first thought was like from what I've seen of Guy Ritchie, like it's a different kind of like vibe to what you get with Roadhouse. So I'm not really sure. But then, having said that, I haven't seen the remake, so let me know if I need to watch it. I just I kind of didn't hear like the most amazing things about it, but I would be interested to watch it if you kind of say it's good or it's worth it.
Yeah. Andy?
Yeah, I'm kind of the same as Jodie. I've seen the Swayze one. I love that film. It's just so much fun. But I've not seen the remake with Jake Gyllenhaal.
No.
And I assume Guy Ritchie will probably be directing a sequel to that film.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I wouldn't watch it without seeing the original first. But yeah, I don't know. Guy Ritchie's hit and miss for me. He's some people. There's a lot of people who love those earlier films like Snatch and Lock, Stock. Well, my favorite one from him is by far The Gentleman. I just fell in love with that film. I don't know what it was, but yeah, I don't know. He's hit and miss, but yeah, I'm glad he's so busy though.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of makes you wonder how high the quality of these films are if they're getting chucked out quite quick. Although saying that, he has done some pretty good ones in the last few years. I really did like The Covenant. I thought that was a really good one with Jake Gyllenhaal. And what was the other? Wrath of Man with Jason Statham was pretty good. And obviously The Gentleman. And the TV series of The Gentleman was quite good. And Mobland's been quite good, what I've seen of that so far. So he's done some good stuff in the last few years. You do worry when a director like attaches himself to a lot of different projects and does them quite quickly, gets through them quite quickly. And then, because I think one of them, the In the Grey one with Henry Cavill and Jake Gyllenhaal, that was shot like 2 years ago. It was supposed to come out this January and they just took it off the release schedule. So I don't know what's going on with that one. And then obviously he directed that Fountain of Youth for Apple last year, which is coming out this month. And that Wife and Dog was at the start of this year. So he's I don't think he stopped working, because he obviously had Mobland at the end of last year. Before that, it would have been Young Sherlock, then Fountain of Youth, then this In the Grey. So I honestly don't think he's had a break in the last few years. So be interesting to see what the quality of all this stuff that he's done turns out like.
And have you seen the newest Roadhouse, Ollie?
The Jake Gyllenhaal one, yeah, it's fun. I've not seen the original, so I've got nothing to compare it with.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a lot of fun. It's an easy watch. It's a good romp, I would say. That's the right word I would use. Very cheesy, tongue-in-cheek sort of stuff, but some decent action stuff. Conor McGregor's really funny in it, which you don't expect because he's not an actor, but he's actually pretty funny in it. Yes, it's a fun film. It's worth watching. Again, one that's never going to get a physical release, but it's definitely worth watching if you get the chance to watch it.
And do you think it's compatible with Guy Ritchie's kind of directorial style from what you would have seen?
I think he could do it because he's quite. I think it could match because I've seen like obviously the Sherlock Holmes films and The Man from U.N.C.L.E.
Yeah.
They're more mainstream, big blockbuster films.
Yeah.
And I think if he matches that type of energy with a Roadhouse film, I think it could fit well. It depends what the plot of the sequel is, where it goes. But yeah, I think if he's given the right stuff, I think he could do a good job with it. Yeah. The next topic I've got down is Penelope Cruz and Javier Bardem are starring in Florian Zeller's new film Bunker. This is it his fourth or second or it's his third? No, it's third, isn't it? After The Father and the Son, I think. Yeah. Yeah, he's not done anything since then. But both of those, well, The Father was really well received, and that was really good. The Son, not so much, but still had its fans. And now this one, with obviously two big names behind it. What are your guys' thoughts on a new film from Florian Zeller and the cast attached to it?
What were the other two films you said? So you said The Father was one.
The Father, and then he did The Son with Hugh Jackman.
Oh yeah, no, I haven't seen that one. I thought The Father was excellent though. I really enjoyed that one. So yeah, I would like to maybe see. I have seen that one, The Son. I've heard good things about it. So I wouldn't mind kind of seeing that one before I can kind of judge, I suppose. But I do love Penelope Cruz and Javier Bardem. I just think both of them are fantastic. So I presume it's an English language film, is it, Ollie?
Yeah, it's English language. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
But
and
I'm not too sure what it's about. But I'd imagine it's coming pretty soon. But yeah.
yeah, I'd be up for watching anything that the two of them are in. I just think they're both great. So
Yeah. What about you, Andy?
Yeah, pretty similar again. Loved The Father. I thought that movie really, really put you in the driving seat.
Yeah.
Sort of Alzheimer's and dementia and those illnesses that really like sort of made you understand it a bit more. I've not seen The Son yet, but I've seen, I think I've seen one or two clips from it, but I need to get around to checking it out.
Yeah, me too.
But this new one, I'll check The Son out first, and then I'll watch this one with Javier Bardem and Penelope Cruz, because yeah, they are like two of like Hollywood's best foreign imports. For me, they're really good actors.
Yeah, definitely. The next one's more about moaning about streaming and how terrible streaming can be and how physical and cinemas is much better. So Ryan Johnson has come out publicly now and said that he has asked Netflix if they will give a proper theatrical rollout for Wake Up Dead Man, the new Knives Out film. They did obviously have like a semi-theatrical, like sort of limited rollout for the last one, Glass Onion. I think they gave it a week in cinemas. But I think a lot of these big directors that are working for Netflix now are getting a bit fed up of their films being dumped on Netflix and forgotten about. So I think they're trying to really push, especially something like Knives Out that has got, like, the first one did have like a few awards nominations, I think, which I don't know if the second one did. It might have done, but I can't remember. But I think having that theatrical rollout gives it more push. And I think you have to have a film in cinemas for a certain amount of time to be eligible for any like Oscar or nominations or anything like that. So yeah, what do you guys think of what Ryan Johnson's saying?
Yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense. And I just think with, when you do put those films on like just straight on Netflix, I just think a lot of the build up and the kind of momentum and everything kind of gets lost a little bit, and it's kind of hard to gauge the kind of reaction of the masses, I suppose, from just when a film goes on Netflix, and there's not that whole kind of theatrical kind of build up and everything to it. And yeah, I can kind of understand from his perspective why you know, why directors are kind of getting tired of that now, because like a lot of the magic of cinema is in that experience of going to, you know, going to the cinema and watching films, and you know, just having it as an experience. Whereas I think that that whole experience is kind of being lost a little bit in streaming. You know, like I just even remember going, you know, just going to the cinema even as a kid, and like the whole, just, it's like an event. And I think you do kind of lose that element when things just go kind of straight onto streaming, and you can kind of pause it, and you know, you're gonna have to make a cup of tea halfway through, or you're falling asleep, or you know, there's just so many things that can kind of interrupt it. Whereas when you're in the cinema, it's like, you know, it's so much more immersive, and yeah, it's so much more of an experience. So I kind of hope that makes sense. But I can definitely kind of understand where he's coming from.
Yeah. What about you, Andy?
Yeah, I mean, I can only echo what Jody said. I'm glad he's doing this, because for me, I'm not subscribed to any streaming services. I absolutely outright refuse. I can go on for days and hours how much I am against streaming movies, but I understand it's got its perks. I understand it's got its audiences and that. But for me, the whole movie experience now, because I've seen it change from obviously cinema and rentals and purchasing movies was the only way. Streaming to me is a very, very soulless experience. It's very, very sort of, I don't know, if it kind of feels like people are cattle, like just give them what they want, and just that's that. There's just no sort of real joy or magic about it anymore. There's nothing. It was an experience by like looking at films, going into blockbusters, and all you had was the poster on the VHS or the DVD. That's all you had, and the blurb on the back. That's all you had. And like Jody said, it was an event going down over on a Friday night or whatever it was. Go in the cinema. It was just a thing that was woven into the DNA of everyday life. But streaming for me, I understand it's got its perks. I understand it's got its uses. I mean, Netflix was only invented to get rid of late fees. That's the whole purpose of why it was invented. But I'm glad Ryan Johnson's doing this, because it is harking back to, you know, how films should be released. In my opinion, every single movie should get a physical release. Every single movie, no matter how bad or how good it is, it should get a physical release. I don't like the fact that streaming now for most movies has become forced upon people. That's the only way you can watch it. That's the only way you can obtain it. I want the choice. I want the choice to buy a movie physically, no matter, regardless of what it is. And it's taken away. It's taken away. That's what I don't agree with.
Yeah.
Do you think? Would you say you feel like Netflix is responsible for like the likes of Blockbuster going under?
Yes, but I think that wasn't their intention. I think it's just blown up too quickly. Netflix has become very, very successful. It's become the norm of how people watch television now, because I know a lot of people don't actually watch broadcasted television hardly anymore or anything like that. It's become what's on Netflix. Let's go to Netflix. Clicking a button is not the same as actually going out and driving to a store and a Blockbusters or the cinema anymore. It's just not. It's not a planned thing anymore. It's just, I don't know. It's just the best word I can use is soulless.
Yeah.
It just doesn't have that magic anymore. Which is a real shame. And obviously, there's movies that are stuck on Netflix. I'm in a way, I'm kind of lucky, because I know how to, well, dodgily get movies and put them on a disc and watch them my own way. Because that's how I do. I won't watch anything if it's not on a disc or if it's not on the cinema. But
I think I think kind of viewers kind of need to take more responsibility as well, because I feel like people I feel like they're only consuming what Netflix allows them to consume. Like, and people have gotten so lazy in terms of trying to, find films that interest them, and you know, just rather than just accepting like, this is what's on Netflix, so this is what I can see. Whereas there's so many films out there that are just absolutely incredible that people aren't watching because they're just only watching what's on Netflix, what's on Prime or Disney. And if it's not on any of those platforms, they're not finding them. Like, some of my favorite films, like Clockwork Orange, is not on Netflix. Like The Exorcist is not on Netflix. Like, there's thousands and millions of films that are just incredible, and just people don't have the energy or the will to go find them. And that really upsets me, that, because Netflix is making everything so easy. And it's presenting like what seems to be a lot of choice, but it's actually not, because it's so limited in terms of what you can actually watch. And I think that's the most kind of heartbreaking thing. Like, as a film lover, like, you just want people to watch as many films as they can, and of, a variety of directors and actors and all this kind of thing, and they're just not anymore.
Yeah. It's like Netflix for me is kind of like having a friend who's got a big movie collection, but you can only go around and borrow what they've got and see. But it will never ever be part of your collection, because it's controlled by someone else.
Yeah.
And it's very, like Jodie said, it's limited to what it's got. It only has what it has the rights to, which is what it wants you to see and what it wants you to watch.
Mm-hmm.
There's walls there, there's boundaries there when it comes to films. Like, we've all collected films that will never ever be on streaming services, that will never ever be found, and they become in danger of being forgotten.
Yeah, which is so sad.
There's so many movies that we'll have all watched, and I could mention a film or something to someone at work, and they haven't got a clue what I'm on about.
Yeah.
And there's just, I've never heard of that. Is it on Netflix? No. Is it on Netflix? Is it on Disney Plus? It's a completely now controlled environment where it says this is what we have on offer, and this is what they have on offer has become the only thing on offer. And that's what I don't agree with.
Yeah, I agree 100%.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. Right, last topic for movie news. On a more positive note, it was announced this week that Keanu Reeves and Sandra Bullock are reteaming for a mysterious project that's not yet been announced. There's been lots of speculation that this could finally be Speed 3, which has been further fueled by the fact that the producer from the original Speed film is producing this film. They have the last collaboration they had on a film together was 2006's The Lake House, which I personally really enjoyed, but it did get slated heavily at the time. Interesting that they're teaming up again after all these years. What do you guys think to them teaming up again? And do you have any thoughts on what it could possibly be? Do you think it could be Speed 3?
Andy, you probably know a bit more on this than me.
Okay. It could very well be Speed 3. I don't know. I'm a bit reserved about Keanu Reeves with Speed, because he wanted nothing to do with the second one when he read the script. And yeah, the two of them really do have like really good underrated chemistry together, like in the movies they've done. But yeah, I don't know. This sounds daft to say, but it's either going to be Speed 3 or a completely different project, which is the only two things it could be. But it's, yeah, I don't know. I'd love to see a Speed 3 in sort of that sort of type of action movie in the modern era.
Yeah.
But yeah, I generally don't know.
They have over the last year, because they had I think it's the 30th anniversary reunion last year towards the end of the year, and they did further fuel the fact that both of them really want to do Speed 3. I think there was a quote, and I think Keanu Reeves said, "If a studio will greenlight it, I'll be there." So I think both of them are really keen to do a Speed 3. So maybe they finally convinced the studio to make it. With the producer on board as well from the original, it makes it more likely that that would be what it is. But if it's not that, what sort of film would you like to see them tackle? Like, would you like a romance, a drama, more of a thriller? What sort of thing would you guys like to see both of them tackle together?
Kind of feel like we've seen so many Keanu Reeves kind of action and kind of thrillers and stuff, so maybe it's something a bit different for him. Whereas with Sandra Bullock, we've probably kind of seen the opposite. We've seen a lot of, you know, kind of romantic and comedy and a lot of that kind of thing. So I'd probably more like to see Keanu do something a little bit different now, I think. Because like I think John Wick has kind of been such a kind of prominent kind of role for him lately that I'd love to just see something completely different from him, I think.
Would you say like a horror film? Would you say that would be quite interesting, them
That'd be
tackling
really
a horror
good.
film?
Yeah, that'd be great, actually. That'd be something so different.
I've always liked Keanu Reeves' performance in The Gift, which is more of like a psychological horror film.
Oh, yeah.
I thought that's really underrated in his performance, and that's really good as well. So I've always wanted to see him do something again like that. So it'd be interesting to see him do something with Sandra Bullock like that, because the closest thing she's done to that is probably Premonition, which I really liked. So yeah, I'd say horror, or maybe just a straight up, not like a romantic comedy, like a straight up comedy might be interesting.
Yeah, that'd be interesting, all right, wouldn't it?
Yeah, definitely. So that's the end of the movie news roundup. We got a few comments, and then we've got 2 topics left, and then we'll call it a day.
Yep.
Sai said, "The Man from U.N.C.L.E. is a good Guy Ritchie film." Yeah, really had a lot of fun with that one. Wish they'd done a sequel to that because it was a lot of fun. Both of you guys seen that one?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good
What
one.
do you guys think? Yeah, like it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you seen that there's an 80s video store museum in Atherton, Derbyshire? Oh, sorry, don't know how to say. I think is it Derbyshire? Is that right, or is it
I think it's
Derbyshire?
Derbyshire, yeah.
Yeah, Derbyshire. There we go. It even has a viewing room so you can watch a movie on VHS. That's really cool. That is.
That sounds awesome.
That sounds so cool. I'd love to see
It
something
is.
like that.
Yeah, we've got one in Bristol. It's like one of the last rental shops you can go to. They still do like DVD rentals, but you can actually hire out like a cinema room, and obviously put one of the films on for like a certain amount of money. And like they got these nice cinema chairs. I've never been. I've always wanted to walk up there to see what it's like, because apparently it's really unique because it's in like a really old building as well.
Yeah.
But yeah,
That sounds
be
cool.
interesting. It's set up as an old school video store, plastered with movie posters. It looks awesome. Yeah, it sounds awesome.
Sounds like, yeah.
Yeah.
What about another Bill and Ted with Sandra Bullock? I don't think that would work. As much as I love Bill and Ted, I can't see Sandra Bullock fitting into Bill and Ted.
No.
It'd be funny, yeah. I think they do want to do another one, but I'm gonna say keep it as a trilogy. I don't think the last one was needed. It was all right. I thought it was funny, but the first 2 are just hilarious. I love both of the first 2 films, and the new one's not a patch on them. So I don't want to see them do another one that's like sort of mediocre. But yeah, I don't know. I just feel like Keanu Reeves, he's got funny bones in him. He's shown that he can do comedy. He doesn't do a lot of it though. So for him to team up with Sandra Bullock, who does know her comedy, I say maybe do something like The Heat. like, because that was completely different for Sandra Bullock.
Yeah.
That kind of like, because she did like play the straight character in that against
Yeah.
Melissa McCarthy's like comedic one. But she was really funny in that, Sandra Bullock. So do something like that and chuck Keanu Reeves in there. I think that could work really well. So that's the end of the comments. The second to last topic is I've put down TV roundup. Last week I put down a few TV shows, but nobody had watched them, so I thought I'd change it up this week and ask if you guys have watched anything notable on TV in the last week or two that you thought was good and worth talking about.
I'm just going to grab my charger, Ollie. I'll be back in 1 second.
Yeah, no problem. Andy, have you got anything you've been watching?
Regrettably, I'll very, very short from me, but the short answer to that is no.
No, fair enough.
No, yeah, it's just I would love to watch more TV shows. It's just I'm more of a movie person, and my time's taken quite a lot with the newer releases. But no, there are like some TV shows I do want to get into. Obviously, like The Last of Us. I do want to give that a go because I've heard some great things about it. And Penguin, I want to start watching that, but at the minute, no, it's very it's all movies at the minute for me.
Yeah. What about you, Jodie?
Yeah, to be honest, I'm the worst person to talk to about TV because I just kind of have like a lot of kind of old shows that I kind of rewatch, like kind of ones that I kind of grew up with and stuff. Like I'm rewatching Dawson's Creek for like the 58th time, and because it's just kind of like my comfort show. But then I'd always kind of rather be watching a movie if I like rather than kind of start a new TV show. So I'm trying to think. Oh, yeah, I don't think I've watched like a new series for a while. But I did pick up because I'm kind of always wanting to find a show like that kind of my husband and I can watch like in the evenings and stuff. And we've kind of tried a few shows that just kind of haven't worked. We tried Damages with Glenn Close. I don't know if you've ever seen that one.
I've heard of it. I've not seen it.
We kind of started watching it, but just couldn't kind of stay hooked. But I recently picked up the first couple of seasons of Numbers. So I think we're going to try that out maybe this week, maybe just to kind of have like an episode to watch. Just when you're eating like dinner and stuff before you kind of watch like a movie or something. But no, I'm not a big TV person, unfortunately.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, I've watched a few things this week. I watched The Last of Us today, which is really good. I'd definitely recommend checking that out if you like your zombie stuff. Really good storytelling as well. Really gripping TV. And the way they've expanded the game is really good for the episodes. Then I've been watching Mobland as well. I caught up with that yesterday. I think I watched the 6th episode yesterday. That's really good. Again, like I said, Guy Ritchie. And you got great people in it. You got Pierce Brosnan, Tom Hardy, Helen Mirren, Paddy Considine, and they're all just excellent in it, firing on all cylinders. And it's just exactly what you expect from Guy Ritchie. It's a proper Guy Ritchie sort of thing, like gangster mob type thing, and it works really well. It's got that comedy that you see in Guy Ritchie's stuff with the grittiness as well, and it's really good watch it's been so far. I'm looking forward to watching the rest of that. And then The Studio, which is on Apple with Seth Rogen, that's been really good. That's quite funny, about like a studio head that's just been appointed and like the decisions that he's got to make and the situations they get into. The last week's one was really funny. They're basically making this Kool-Aid movie with the director Nick Stoller, who Seth Rogen's obviously worked with a lot, but in the show, his character really doesn't like him, which is quite funny. And they don't get on, and they're trying to do this like live action hybrid Kool-Aid movie, and they decide to cast Ice Cube as the Kool-Aid man, and the whole episode is them deciding whether or not it's racist for him to be the Kool-Aid man and everyone else to be white in it. To the point where they go to other like really famous celebrities and ask them if they think it's all right, and he even goes to Ice Cube in the end, and it's just really funny. They go to like Comic-Con at the end, and there's a bit with CGI where they decide that they're going to use AI for CGI instead, and someone asks them this at the panel, like an animator. The delivery is just, if you can watch it, it's well worth watching, especially if you like Seth Rogen, because every episode's just been a treat to watch so far. It's just really good television, so I'd really recommend that. I've been
It's
watching what was that? Sorry, Judy.
It's just a comedy show, is it? It's not like a drama, right?
Yeah, it's a comedy. It's just a like satire kind of look at Hollywood and these
Okay.
big studios and the decisions they're making, and every episode's like focused on a certain thing. So obviously that episode was like centered around like casting. I think they've got one coming about CinemaCon. Yeah, it's just the first episode is absolutely hilarious. I think it's the first episode of the second one. So to start with, they want to get Martin Scorsese to direct this Kool-Aid film, and he agrees to it because it turns out he's written a script for Jonestown, and if you know the story of Jonestown, he basically made all of his followers drink punch
Oh yeah,
Kool-Aid, basically.
yeah.
So he basically makes it so it's like and Martin Scorsese's actually in this episode as well, and because he doesn't really, he's so funny in it, just his delivery is so funny, and they decide to get Steve Buscemi to play Jim Jones, and it's just so hilarious just what happens and how he deals with it, and obviously you know what happens because Nick
Yeah.
Stoller ends up doing it, but I honestly can't recommend it enough. It is just such a funny show, and there's so
Yeah.
many celebrities in it. Like, it's insane how many famous people are in it.
Wow.
Yeah, really, really funny show. And then I've been watching one called Your Friends and Neighbors, which is also on Apple, which is the new one with John Hamm. That's
Mhm.
really good. I think I've only seen the first 2 episodes so far, but it's kind of about this like corporate businessman who's kind of loses his job, and he decides he's gonna like rob his neighbors because they're not gonna miss a lot of this stuff that they own to make money, and he finds it quite exciting. Uh, that's really good as well. Quite. Like I said, I've only seen the first 2 so far, but it's it's good so far. What else
Ollie,
have I been
you get
watching?
so much time to watch all the movies that you watch and
I,
the TV shows. It
I know.
just blows my mind.
Once I've started my new job, that's not going to be happening. I'm not going to have
Okay.
any time to watch all these TV shows because there's so much. I think I've got a list of like 12 that I watch every week. A lot of them are like these big procedurals, but there are some ones like gems, like The Studio and like The Last of Us and stuff.
Yeah.
Doctor Who, another one, but I won't talk about that because you guys don't watch that. But yeah, there's what else have I watched? Hacks. That's another good one. I think I've mentioned before about like an Asian stand-up comedian that's trying to make a comeback, and she
Yeah.
hires this like young.
That.
Have you heard of that? Yeah.
I've seen a few episodes of it, yeah, and I'm terrible at sticking to TV shows. When I start watching them, I always just fall away from them, and I never come back to them.
Yeah.
Which is really bad. I should actually just finish a series, but
It gets
I
funnier
think
and
that's okay.
funnier.
Yeah.
Yeah, it gets funny, and again, there's lots of big like celebrity like comedian cameos in throughout the series. It's really funny. I'm glad that I found that one. Yeah, it's by The Righteous Gemstones, which has got its last episode coming out on Wednesday. That's really funny with John Goodman. Uh, yeah, I think that's it really. Might be
Well,
more, but I can't remember because this is like I said, there's just so many. I got a list. I literally have to have a list, otherwise I would forget to watch something
yeah.
because I've got that. Oh, and they're all in different places. So yeah. Got a few more comments. Cheers for now, guys. Thanks for joining, Gears.
Thank you.
Tulsa King is a great watch. Yeah, that's another one. I only watched the first series, but I need to watch the second series. But yeah, Sylvester Stallone's really good in that. He shows that he can act in that. I binge watched The Gentleman a couple of weeks ago and I absolutely loved it. Yeah, I enjoyed the series. Didn't think it was as good as the film, but it's still entertaining for what it is. Have you guys watched the series? Did you watch the series, Andy?
No.
It's all right. It's not as funny as the film, but it's watchable. I'm also going to give Bondsman a watch in a day or two. Yeah, I've seen the first episode of that, and that was all right. I've not had the urge to continue watching it yet. There's been stuff that I've prioritized over that just because I've got so much to watch. I think I've got a list of about 30 things that are coming out between now and like August on my list, like to like note down. Guaranteed that some of them will get knocked off and I'll never end up watching them, but it's just because there's just so much content coming out all the time. It's just a shame, like you said, that they're stuck on these streaming services and they don't get a physical release.
Yeah.
You guys watched Reacher season 3? Yeah, I watched that. Really liked that. That is one that has got a physical release. The first 2 series are on Blu-ray of that, and well worth watching if you like your crime, action, drama type things. Really good. Very different to the Tom Cruise films. But yeah, each like series is like adapts one of the books, and it's like a whole story for the series, and yeah, works really well. Really like Reacher. That's the end of the comments. Excuse me. The last topic I've got written down here is, as I mentioned at the start, like a Ben Affleck kind of retrospective. Like just going over thoughts of him as an actor, some underrated films, some of your favorite films, some films you don't like, that sort of thing. I've got a pile of films that I've put together of films that, well, I think are his best. Most, like, some of them are his best and some of them are just ones that I personally really enjoy. Have you guys got any you want to talk about off the bat, or general thoughts on him as an actor?
I have definitely kind of waned in my appreciation for Ben Affleck over the years. I just think I like him less and less, I think, as time goes on, and the more kind of I've seen him like today. I watched a film now. Ollie, you can let me know what this is called. The film that he did that came out, I think maybe about 2 years ago. It was like a kind of thriller film. That I'm just kind of blanking on the name of.
What was it about? Was there anyone else in it?
Yeah, but I can't think of what her name is. God, I wish I could look it up now. Yeah, it was just this thriller. I think it was
Deep Water.
No. Do you have any other names there?
The Last Duel.
No.
Hypnotic.
Hypnotic. That was it.
There you go. That was Robert Rodriguez. Yeah.
That was dreadful.
You didn't like it?
Terrible.
I really liked it. I thought it was really ambitious. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't like it, and I thought he was so wooden in it. I just felt like he just wasn't arsed or something, just being there. Like, I don't know. That's just one kind of recent one that I seen with him that kind of didn't impress me. But, thinking about like ones that I do like, Dogma is one that I don't hear people talking about a lot that I really like from back in the day. Yeah, I have to think of a few more. Yeah, Andy might have a few more coming to mind.
Yeah, Andy, what about you?
Yeah, I wasn't too keen on him. Sort of in the '90s, the late '90s, when he was sort of coming on the scene. And then after that, and going into the 2000s. But I really sort of appreciated him more when he started directing movies, because I just thought, okay, well, he's got this talent as a director that's kind of just come out of nowhere. Because I thought, I watched The Town and I thought that was absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, The Town is good.
I thought that was an amazing movie.
Yeah, that was one I was going to talk about.
that was an amazing movie. I saw Argo at the cinema, and I absolutely fell in love with that film.
Yeah.
That was amazing. Well deserved best picture.
Another one.
Yeah, and then I had to go back and I watched Cry. Is it Cry Baby Cry?
Gone Baby Gone.
Gone Baby Gone. That's it. Yeah, very different movie, Cry Baby, but yeah, yeah, Gone Baby Gone. That was fantastic. Live by Night. He kind of showed some weaknesses as a director. I think for me, it wasn't. It was a little bit of a disappointment. And then I think he directed Air as well, which I just thought was fantastic. Another movie to capture that sort of 80s aesthetics again. Because that movie, the start of that movie is just an onslaught of 80s pop culture.
Yeah.
It just throws at you. But yeah, and what really surprised me was going back was him and Matt Dillon writing Good Will Hunting. That was just like, wow. Because if you've ever tried putting pen to paper and trying to write like a conversation, it's like, or a song, it's like the hardest thing ever for me. And I really appreciate it when someone nails a song or nails dialogue in a movie or story. And that is just, they deserve their Oscars for that.
Yeah.
But that movie was just gold. But after sort of appreciating him from that angle, that's when I sort of got into him a bit more as an actor. Because one of my favorites from him is Chasing Amy. I love that film. That's just one of his best for me. Just absolutely adore it. And yeah, just again of more recent times, the Accountant movies, Last Duel. There's loads we could just reel off, but he's just really, really sort of impressed me a hell of a lot more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a shame that his next film that he's directing and starring in is going to Netflix, and it's not getting a theatrical release. It's going straight to Netflix. Yeah, and his next film he's starring in with Matt Damon, that's going straight to Netflix as well, which is directed by Joe Carnahan. It's really irritating, these films that just go, because that he did one, that Triple Frontier, which I thought was all right. That went straight to Netflix. It's a real shame, but yeah. But yeah, you got The Town, which, yeah, like you said, really showed that he was not only a good actor but really good director, like really good heist film thriller.
Another good one with Pete Postlethwaite, and he's intimidating as well in that movie.
Yeah,
he's pruning roses, and he's never been more scarier.
I know, yeah. And then like you said, Argo, really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was trying to get. Who was I trying to get? I think I was trying to get my dad to watch this. He's really not a fan of Ben Affleck at all. And I said, give this a watch, and I think you'll change your mind. I think you'll really like this one, because it just really shows he can be good at acting, and he's a very good director. Yeah, so that one as well. And then, like we said, The Accountant, really loved the first film. As I said, watched the second one, really liked that as well. And then another big one, Gone Girl. Thought that was really good. Thought he was excellent in that. One of my favourite Fincher films, I think. Just think it's so well done. Yeah. What do you guys think about Gone Girl?
Yeah, I don't know. I think it was just another one of these ones that I feel like was a little bit maybe kind of overhyped or something for me. When I kind of watched it, it was like, I thought it was good, but it kind of, I don't know, it just wasn't one of these ones that blew me away, and I haven't gone back to it again since. I kind of came to it a little bit later. I probably only watched it maybe around kind of 2021, maybe something like that. And yeah, I did like it, but it's just not one that kind of left a massive impression on me, unfortunately.
Yeah. What about you, Andy?
Yeah, I really liked it. But again, it's not one that I've sort of gone, I desperately need to rewatch that. It just didn't have that rewatch. I think my issue with the movie was, and I don't know why, I just found that scene with what happens to Neil Patrick Harris's character at the end.
Yeah.
It just kind of rubbed me up the wrong way. I don't know. It just
Yeah.
made me feel really uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah. But other than that, I've really, really enjoyed the film. Rosamund Pike's amazing in it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she is very good in it.
definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's a really good film, though.
Yeah, and then another one that he did with Gavin O'Connor, which nobody talks about because it came out smack bang. I think it came out the week after COVID hit, and that's Finding the Way Back, which I really like because as well, it's very close to home for him because he suffered from alcoholism for quite a long time. And in this film, he plays like a ex like football basketball star that's called in to coach his old team, but he's
Okay.
really struggling with alcoholism because of something that's happened to him in the past. And his performance in this, I honestly think this is one of his most underrated performances. And it's a film it's criminally underrated. Nobody really you hear talk about this film, but
I
it's
haven't
a
seen
really
it.
good little film that if you've not seen it, I'd recommend it. Have either of you
No.
guys seen this one?
No, I'll need to check that one out.
I saw it when it came out, but I can't remember much about it. I do have it. I've only seen it the once, though.
Yeah, it is really good. This yeah, I don't know whether it was because of the time it came out and we weren't getting much out, but it left an impression on me, and I thought the performance he gave felt really real. And obviously knowing what he'd previously gone through kind of just made it a bit more for me, the film in a whole. So yeah. And then one that's generally hated, but it's just a guilty pleasure for me, is Jersey Girl. I really like Jersey Girl. I think it's just a really sweet, funny, heartwarming comedy. And I know Kevin Smith generally looks down on this as being like one of his worst films he's made, but I just think it's just a really, again, comfort film, I would say. Just really easy watch, got a great soundtrack. Obviously got great actors, Ben Affleck, obviously Liv Tyler, Jennifer Lopez right at the start, George Carlin, Jason Biggs, Stephen Root, Mike Starr. Yeah, loads of people in this, and yeah, really like this one. Have you guys seen that one?
I've not, but it sounds really interesting. The cast and everything sounds great. I need to check that one out as well.
It's really good. I definitely recommend it. What do you think, Andy?
I've seen it the once, and I do remember really liking it. So it's one of those ones that's due a rewatch for me.
Yeah. We'll go through the last two comments, and then I think we'll call it a night.
Yeah.
Sai said, my favourite Ben Affleck film is Gone Girl. Yeah, that's a good one to choose, definitely. And Adam said, the last comment, sadly calling it a night due to early start tomorrow. Hope you all have a great week ahead. Thanks for all you do here on YouTube, and cheers for another great stream. Cheers to all in the chat also. Thanks for joining, Adam.
Thanks, Adam.
And yeah,
Thanks,
I've
Adam.
got to be up early as well because I'm meeting Tim at 10 o'clock, and it's going to take me an hour and a half to walk there. So yeah, I need to get up early to get over there because we're going to do some Blu-ray hunting, I think, in charity shops and stuff. So
Nice.
that'll be a lot of fun. But yeah, thanks for joining this week, guys. Sorry we couldn't do the quiz, but the questions are there, so it's ready for when, hopefully next week, if both of you guys are free and Pete's free as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, should be a lot of fun. I think Tim wanted to join as well. He did intend to join to do like his round, but I think he was going out for a meal. So hopefully, if he's not working, we can get him on to do his round next week, and Sam will be back next week to be. I don't know. Hopefully, he might even get involved somehow. I don't know. It'd be fun. He might do like a guess the song round and start singing for us. Who knows?
That's great.
Yeah. But yeah, so thanks everyone for watching in the comments, and we will be back hopefully it should be same time next Monday night. So yeah, thanks everyone. Bye.
Thanks, everyone.
Cheers. Bye.
Bye.